From the prairies of Kansas to the coasts of California, our tour has arrived out west. The port town of Stockton may differ from the Bay, but there's no doubt the home of OTB reflects a California state of mind. And underneath the sunshine lies our first test out west, Swenson Park, a bomber course requiring power and accuracy. Will we see a return to victory from former champions?
Three-time champion, Paige Pierce!
Or can those on the brink this year finally break out? One thing is certain, victory this week will require only the best. The 2024 OTB Open starts now.
Good morning, disc golf fans, and welcome to the West Coast Swing here on the Disc Golf Pro Tour. It is the 2024 OTB Open, brought to you by MVP. Tournament Central Time. We're going to bring you into the FPO action here at Swenson Park. Brian Earhart, Nate Perkins. Let's get going, Nate.
Yep.
We're here at Swenson Park. This is the fourth time they've ran the OTB Open here. They used to run it in San Francisco. They used to run it at Glen Eagles Golf Course, and now they've moved into a different golf course. 200 acres of land they are given to design a championship facility, and I feel like Leonard Muse is really coming into his own here. Longtime course designer. He's put so much work into this property. Nate, designing traditional golf course, disc golf courses is really challenging. What do you think about this place?
Well, first, when we moved from San Francisco, obviously it's a little sad. Glen Eagles was a very special property, but it made sense because it was hard to bring the tour there. And then we're going to Stockton, and everyone's like, "Where is that exactly?" I don't know. And you see it's in the smack dab in the middle of the valley. You're like, I'm not so sure about this. And if you're coming from the east, you cross over the world-renowned Sierra Nevada mountain range. Maybe you cruised over to play the Las Vegas Challenge down in Nevada, or maybe you actually went over to Yosemite for the weekend, but you cross over the mountains, you're cruising into the valley, and it's dry, it's dusty. You get into the city, you're like, I don't know about this. And then you pull into Swenson Park, and all those doubts kind of wash away because this golf course is beautiful. It has these baby redwood trees that we're sitting underneath right now, and then it has these massive oak trees which Leonard used to perfection out here. It's hard to find gaps out here. 200 acres. There's a lot of low ceilings, and we don't normally have that. When you think golf course, you think just like plenty of airspace, right? But Leonard used the trees to his advantage. This course has a lot of water carries, and I personally think that Swenson Park is one of the better golf properties that we play, and I know that a lot of players feel the same about it.
Almost 11,300 feet for the MPO division, almost 10,000 feet for the FPO. I think it's necessary to add the length here because there's a lack of elevation, and Leonard Muse had talked about it in the press conference earlier this week, saying, you know what, I'm doing the best I can to take the flat ground and add as much variety and challenge and opportunity to scramble, even though there isn't that much to scramble out of. And I think he's really done a good job. And Nate, the Champions Cup is coming here next year. This is traditionally a wooded major. A lot of people are very upset about that. But I think with some tweaks, they can definitely put something together out here with how many of these redwood trees, valley oaks that are still out here on the property. We can make this a wooded course despite it being on a traditional golf course. What do you think?
Oh, I have no doubts about the club here and the designers here. And yeah, of course, Champions Cup has become known for the wooded tracks. We played it twice at WR Jackson, once at Northwoods Black, but really it's about the club that can A, raise the money, and also B, have a venue that we can expand at, we can have spectators at. Both of those things are hard at WR Jackson and Northwoods. So I think the adjustment is going to be difficult for some people, but I have no doubts in the club and the course designer here to switch things around and kind of tailor to a little bit more of a technical, a little bit more of a wooded track. They definitely have the trees out here, yes, Brian, to make that happen.
Well, Paige Pierce, coming here, has not lost a tournament at Swan Park. She is the 3-time defending champion, going for her 4th straight. She's coming off of obviously the big injury where she wasn't trusting the plant foot. She talked about trying to get that speed back, trusting the timing. What do you think after talking to her this week? What do you feel like you could take away?
Well, honestly, Brian, I feel like I was expecting to see Paige Pierce try and play as a different golfer. And what I've noticed is that she's trying to still be the old Paige Pierce. She's trying to get hyper aggressive. She finds herself off the fairway. She's constantly trying to throw those hero shots, and it's gotten her in trouble this year. And her best finish was chess.com 10th place after her return after 6 months off. So I still think Paige has what it takes. I just think that she has to learn to play with the speed that she has that week, right?
Yeah.
She's trying to force the overstable drive or the neutral zoo. She's trying to force those in positions where she could potentially throw slower and just kind of, play for par a little bit more often and play as a different golfer. When we saw Eagle McMahon and Simon Lizotte, when they returned from their injury, they didn't try to become the same golfer that they were pre-injury. They morphed into something different and potentially something better, Brian. So I still think Paige is going to find that path and learn how to play golf with the skill set that she has right now. What are you seeing from Pierce?
Well, regardless of what she says, I want to get back to the old Paige Pierce. You're not the old Paige Pierce. You're older, you're more experienced. You spent a long period of time throwing slower discs, more understable discs to get them to fly. She said she threw nothing faster than a 9-speed for quite some time. And when that happens, your timing changes, your footwork changes, everything kind of molds around the molds that you're throwing. And she talked about in the press conference, and we'll hear a little bit more from her in just a second, about how it's hard to get back to the wide rim driver. It's hard to get back to throwing the lines that she used to throw. She used to hammer on these 12-speed overstable drivers and get the nose down. And she's dialed in these nose-up shots with all this time she's got to spend throwing slower. But I think it's just a natural progression. And I love that she's trying to get back to that speed, because that's how you win out here at this course. We did talk to Paige earlier in the week, and let's hear a little bit more of what she had to say.
Sometimes, like, when life keeps moving so quick, it's hard to reflect on a week ago versus 3 weeks ago versus 3 months ago. So getting back here and getting on the course and being like, oh, I landed there last year, I landed there, and seeing how close or far off you are on those, that really helps figure that part out. And a lot of these holes, I'm landing in similar spots with similar discs. So I know I'm back power-wise to where I was. And now it's just, the repetition. I'm still throwing as good of shots as I ever have. It's just few and far between, like I'll throw a shot that I'm like, that was sick, and feeling like good about it. And then 2 holes later, I just early release right out of my hand or late. So yeah, it's just, I know it's there. And that's like the frustrating part, is like, I'm there. I just got to repeat it. And there's like this mental push and pull of like, at what point do I like make a new form? Do I try to find this old form, or do I kind of like move on and start a new form? So I'm kind of in that valley right now, trying to choose to go backwards or forwards.
Well, a couple things to take away from this. Talking about, do I go to the old throw, or do I kind of take what I had from the old throw and put it into something new? I think that's kind of what you were talking about with Simon Lizotte in particular. He came back after an elbow injury, which really made him more conscious of his body, slowed everything down, started to throw more flippy discs, started to throw some really controlled long hyzer flips, and the lack of speed was made up for in a huge boost in accuracy and consistency, and hopefully that's what Paige finds alongside of a little bit more speed. She talks about how timing is a day-to-day thing, and it's really the case when you're recovering from an injury. In the beginning, you have to find timing, a slow, compact throw. And then the more you get the speed, the more you can kind of lengthen the steps, lengthen your upper body, and then you have to find timing again for when everything quickens up. So even for her, it's day to day, but once you find that consistent speed, once you fully recover from the injury, timing is a much more consistent thing that you'll feel. So she's hard on herself. It's Paige Pierce, after all. She has 9 wins in California, so she knows how to take tournaments down here. I'm excited to see what she has, but we have a lot more players to talk about, Nate. Missy Gannon is coming off a victory at the Dynamic Disc Open, and she looks fantastic right now. 2 wins already this season. That ties her best ever. She won the U.S. Women's Championship, got the first major here, and then now this unbelievable weak side putt in the off against Haley King. I want to ask you, Nate, can you teach a player to play like that? What is going through her mind putt on 16?
Well, Missy, she likes to pretend like she's the nicest gal out there. She's always smiling at the camera and laughing and everything, but inside she is a cold-blooded killer, Brian. I mean, you can't teach having ice in your veins when you're staring at the water like that. Like I talked to Missy afterwards and I'm like, what were you thinking? And I'm like, well, I was thinking that there's no chance that I can just let her go up on me in this playoff. And for her to stick that, you have to be able to just let it go through the nerves. I mean, this is the best part of her career. This is outside the circle there, a little bit of right to left wind. I mean, most players, most caddies are going to tell everyone, hey, we just got to lay that up. We'll go get her on 17. Unbelievable. The little bit of wobble on Missy's putt, you can't teach that either. There's a few people that do it. Owen Scoggins, James Conrad, Jay Redding, the Yeti. Like, you can't really teach Missy's putt. What makes it wobble, Brian?
It's just a lack of clean spin on the disc. That's what happens in the putting stroke. It's not like she's straight in, straight out with the wrist and with the arm. She's bending down. She's arching at the back. It's not a full wristy spin putt like a Michael Johann, for example, that has that beautiful no wobble spin putt. She kind of has a hybrid of both. And personally, you don't want your disc at 1,000 RPMs hitting the chains. That gives you a lot more action and a lot more opportunities to ramp off the pole or ramp off the chains. So the way her putt is, it kind of gives her a little bit more on the weak side. There's not as much energy going into the chains. And I actually was thrown to, I was on the course reporting, and they said, Brian, if you're the caddy, what are you telling Missy to do? And I'm saying, I'm going to lay up that putt, Nate. All day. Bangs it right in my face, and I go, okay, all right, no problem. And we moved on, and she ended up winning the playoff in dramatic fashion. And, I don't know. I think it's commendable that a veteran of the sport is not scarred from the misses of the past. She's able to continue to play aggressive when it matters, and it seems like she really gets amped up when that happens. We also talked to Missy earlier in the week. Let's take a listen to what she had to say going into round 1 today.
I feel like I used to be more of an end of the season type player, where everything would kind of click towards the end third. So be able to start off pretty hot. I mean, I had a really, really good, consistent year last year. So I was always kind of finding myself up in the top. And so I'm glad that I was able to sort of carry that over to this season and, do mostly the same. But add a major under my belt, which was something I hadn't done yet. So that was a big goal of mine. And yeah, I'm hoping to keep pushing along and get some more. And it's really going to be wind dependent on courses like this. I feel really comfortable with all of the shots out here. It's just, again, being able to be adaptable. Again, the wind might change direction from one day to the next. So being able to the most important thing is knowing your discs and knowing what they do in all kinds of wind conditions. And so, like, I played one practice round, then the next day I did more field work stuff because I knew that was going to be the most important thing, just knowing exactly what my discs were going to do, no matter what conditions the course throws at me.
Well, I think I'd have to say that Missy Gannon, alongside a couple other players, might be considered the favorites going into this week, alongside Paige Pierce, the 3-time defending champion. Nate, we were really missing the European presence a little bit ago when all of them went back home. Some of them played the Copenhagen Open. A lot of them have just been resting. Anniken Stent is back in the States after going home to Norway, taking a rest. She played the Copenhagen Open, gave us some really nice highlights with the lefty backhand, and she's coming back after winning the Texas State Championship. She went home right after that. we got another lefty in the field that's a real gamer. I mean, I think of her, kind of a rare breed right now in the Disc Golf Pro Tour across the board.
Yeah, and good to see her back. You don't see a player win a tournament and then take as much time off as Anakin did, but it kind of is where this tour is going. Like we're expanding over to Europe, and players are having to make the decision. Hey, am I going to cross the United States? Am I going to drive 2,000 miles, or am I going to fly back home and play the Elite Series offers that we have over there? And that Texas State's tournament was still one of the better FPO events that we've seen all year. And the way that she rose to the top and handled a charging Kristen Tatar, a hungry Owen Scoggins, it was, a big showing. It showed us that we have a new threat out here on the tour. Like, I feel like Anakin has enough distance. She's not a bomber, but she's in that 350 to 375 category, has plenty to score out here at Swenson. The wind's down this morning, Brian. I think that the scores are going to be pretty hot. This FPO layout is tailored to perfection for them. In years past, we saw it play far too difficult.
Yes.
And we got a lot out of Leonard Muse about addressing specifically their layout and how the SSA is 6 down. 1,000 rated round is 6 down for the FPO. With the wind down today, I think all you need out here is 340 to score consistently on 15 of the 18 holes. So I have no doubts that Anakin can get right back in the groove. I mean, first at Texas State's, 5th at Copenhagen. She's definitely a threat to win the tournament.
Well, I have to look at the distance of the course. It's just under 10,000 feet. So I believe 10,000 feet on the nose averages 555 per hole. So when you piece that apart, you don't have to have 600 feet of distance to play a course like this. And I think for the FPO division, right around that 9,000 foot mark is a really solid distance. I believe right now the course record is set by Paige Pierce. Last year, she shot a 12 under par, which to me says this course is attackable. And I can't wait to see players of all abilities in regards to distance or shot shaping or forehand or backhand have a shot at scoring low here. We talked to Anakin as well. Let's take a listen.
After Texas, I got to go back to Norway and have April off, and it was really nice to just see friends and family again and to rest, actually. And so my body feels good now. And then it was Copenhagen, and then I flew straight here. I would definitely say that I do feel more confident now, because I know that what I can do, that I can put together 3 solid rounds in a row. That I feel like I've struggled a bit with that, but yeah, definitely more confident.
What is it like playing as a lefty when you can't really read lines or the wind from anybody else?
Yeah, I mean, I've been used to that for a while now, so it's nothing new for me. But, I mean, it's just, you gotta find your own lines, even though you practice with other FPO players that throw completely different shots than you, and you gotta trust your own decisions.
And before we move on to the MPO division next, we got to talk about Kristen Tatar making history here. That 1-point jump in the most recent update gives her the 1,000 rating mark. First woman in history to do that. Nate, what does this mean for disc golf in general?
It's monumental for the FPO field to have someone break that bar, and she's breaking it, and the next closest person is over 10 points behind her, Brian. So obviously the way that these ratings work is it's not just your past few tournaments, right? This goes back 12 months. So we got to go back from the early part of May last year to May this year, and that's the stretch where she made history. That's the stretch where she won all 4 majors and kind of redefined what you need to do in this division if you want to compete at the top. What do you have to say about this?
She's the definition of solid. Everything is so solid. I think the shining skill set for Kristen is the putting. I mean, she is absolutely ruthless from circle 2. She's so rock solid from the edge of circle 1. And those are the putts that can put you over the edge and win you tournaments. Just has one of the most pure putting strokes that I've ever seen from that straddle position. But Nate, last year, there was a stretch of time where, because I had to follow along and report on her so often, I forgot how hard disc golf was. Seriously, I mean, she changed the way that I view the game. She did all of the simple things correctly. She's not overshaping the disc. She can if she needs to, but she doesn't need to. She makes the putts that she needs to make to put you over the edge, to beat players, to take those 2 or 3 extra strokes. She gets up every single time from 2 to 250. And when you do that, you can take 10, 15 strokes on the players over the weekend. And that's why she was so dominant. Sometimes she'd win tournaments by 10 strokes, and it didn't even look like she did that much more than the other players. Zoom in a little bit. Yes, she did. And she's been doing that since the beginning of last season. So this year she already has 3 wins. Can't wait to see her back at the Portland Open. Kristen, we're definitely missing you this week, but we'll see you soon. Nate, we're going to take a quick commercial break. On the other side, MPO has been a battle all year, but we have a new champion coming back overseas to see if he can go back-to-back.
You want to know what a disc is going to feel like before you get it, you have to check out OTB disc. The first thing I'm looking for when I grab a new disc is the feel of the disc. It's got to be confidence instilled. Virtually in your hand tells you what the disc is going to feel like, how heavy it's going to be. It's everything you want to know before it shows up to your house.
It's really, really helpful in not only finding a disc that looks beautiful, but is also exactly what you're looking for it to feel like. Of course, when you're dealing with OTB, you're going to get only the best.
I'm David Wiggins, and in 2016, I set the disc golf world distance record with a throw of 1,108 feet. Whether I'm out in the field measuring a max distance throw, or on the course checking the elevation change for an upshot, I rely on the Eagle Secret 360 to give me accurate distances. It's the only rangefinder on the market that measures in feet, yards, and meters. It's USB-C rechargeable and features a lithium-ion battery. Visit EagleSecret360.com to get yours today.
Welcome back, folks, and now we have to talk about something very serious, Nate. It's Perks Picks time.
Yep.
We got another weekend of picks for you, Nate. What are we starting out with?
Yeah, it's my favorite part of the week, battling with my buddy Brian. All right, so we're picking 2 FPO players. Better average finish takes this one down. Obviously, Kristen Tar off the table. And the way we do this, we flip a coin, and then we do a little draft, right? So I had to... Unfortunate spot of choosing first. I went with my girl, Holland Hanley. I'm still a believer that she's ready to take down her first Elite Series.
I got to snake back 2 and 3. I went Missy Gannon and Ella Hansen, who's actually been on a bit of a heater recently. And then you got the 4th pick, Nate. And, of course, you go with...
I got to go Owen Scoggins. I mean, we're here in Cali, and she historically hasn't played well on the longer golf courses, but I think that is a thing of the past. I think she's got plenty of distance out here. Obviously, if the wind is down, the scoring is going to be ripe, and she could be the player to go 10-10-10. So we got a pretty good battle. You got the homie card over there. Missy and Ella are playing. Obviously, Tom's caddying for Missy, and then Aaron at OTB's caddying for Ella. Jared Black with Paige Pierce, and then Danny Corbett is also caddying on that card. So they're going to be throwing a little party there on that feature card. Next up, Brian, we're going total MPO winner score. Last year, what was it?
23.
23 under par. Kind of surprising. The wind is down a little bit this year, so we're going better or worse than 27.5. I think the score is going to be more in the 30 to 33, so I'm going better on this one.
Nate, if somebody goes 30 or 33 this weekend, I'll buy you steak dinner. I'm not even kidding. I'll buy you a steak dinner. I'm going worse than 27.5. I think it's actually going to be pretty close to that 23 mark.
Too much OB or what?
Going 8 under here is really hard.
Okay.
I believe 2 over is the scratch scoring average. That's 1,000 rated out here. So I'm going worse than 27.5. Nate, what is the last category?
So hole 3, we've switched it up this year. We've got a double Mando that we have to filter it through. Last year, you could play the flick wide or you could play the hyzer wide. Now it feels like you have to get it, but nonetheless, it's a tough birdie. So can you string it together? Can you get it all 3 times? We're going over and under 10.5 players, to do so on that one. I think more than 10 players, more than 10 and a half players this week will birdie hole three times.
I actually am taking the under on this one.
All right.
Because the hole itself is such a tight gap, and that Mando is framing up to where the hyzer flip has to be pristine to get up into circle one, and then the flex forehand that we're going to see from some players is going to have to beat the second Mando tree, which is well inside circle two and on that left side. So a lot of players who beat that Mando tree are still going to have 35 feet to go to the basket. So we got a full slate of picks. Nate, good luck, my friend.
Good luck, dude.
We have a man who just won in Copenhagen and then without any delay flew back over into the States to try to defend and go back-to-back. Jesse Nieminen. Man, this guy is such a special talent. Nate, what do you think about Jesse?
Well, he lit the putter up this past weekend. I mean, he played pretty well at chess.com, top 10 finish there, I believe. And then he hurt his finger, was kind of struggling a little bit, and totally found his groove out there at Valby Parkin. And Jesse's a guy, we've seen him pop in the past, but when the moment got big, you know, what was it, 14 under back at the European Open, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, even all forehand. But when he was on that filmed card, the second round and the third round, he kind of crumbled. And he's been a forgotten Finn over the years. It's not someone that's going, oh yeah, that's a Vaino Makala or a Nicholas Antila or even Jona. He's been forgotten. And this was an elite series. Some people might look at the field and go, yeah, but you know, it didn't have Calvin and Gannon and Anthony. But we have to put that aside. If we're going to call it an elite series,
Exactly.
That was just their fault for not showing up. I mean, Barsby was like, hey, I'm going to go get it. Paul Ulibarri was going to go get it. Where was the rest of the field? I think that in a couple, maybe 3 more years, we're going to see all of the Americans taking the trip over there to play. So I'm not going to take anything away from Jesse's Elite Series and go, hey, the field wasn't stacked, because they can play good golf. You still have to go 1060, 1070 if you're going to win a tournament over there in Europe. So I think that his level of play last weekend, if he could bring it to the table this weekend or any other event here in the States, he could take it down too.
Well, I think, you know, as we kind of wrap things up here, I do want to speak on Jesse because he blew me away. When I first watched him play, I think me and you commentated on him.
Yep.
And he told us in the presser his play style is suited for Finland, those technical woods. And his forehand-only style for a while did really well for him. And now over here in the States, he knows that distance backhand has got to come along if he wants to take down victories. And he said he's excited to come here to Swenson, almost 11,300, and try to get the backhand going here. Can't wait to see him alongside of the FPO field. But first, let's go back to the FPO and take a look at some hot rounds. Cap Merch off to a hot start. Nate, are we going to see a new course record this weekend?
Yeah, Cap Merch 6 through 10, but my girl Holland Hanley 4 through 4. Brian, let's go. Perks picks for the win this week.
Well, we're going to wrap things up. We will just see how those Perks picks shape up, Nate. Brian Earhart, Nate Perkins, you're stuck with us this weekend, folks. We got another show this afternoon. We'll see you soon.
Behold the Eagles Crossing Disc Golf Course, a sanctuary where the ordinary transforms into the extraordinary. As each disc takes flight, destiny intertwines with the flight path. But beware, brave souls, for the course harbors challenges that even the boldest must confront. Yet, fear not, for victory and camaraderie are your companions on this voyage. Visit eaglescrossingdiscgolf.com.
Welcome into beautiful Stockton, California for the first round of the OTB Open presented by MVP Disc Sports. Looking to make it 4 in a row is 5-time world champion Paige Pierce. Can she keep the streak going and kick off her season? You'll find out live on the Disc Golf Network. Sarah, let's watch some disc golf and some foxes.
Let's do it.
From a fox to a goat. Oh, that was a good one. Producer Mo. There is Paige Pierce in the building. And welcome into the booth. I'm Ian Anderson, world champion Sarah Hokum over there. We're back at the OTB. Paige Pierce is pretty good on the West Coast, Sarah.
Yeah, that's where a lot of her wins has come. She has a huge win percentage up here, and she has been undefeated at this tournament.
Wow, on this course, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you got her at the SFO, right?
Yes,
back in the day,
me and Katrina got them when we were at Glen Eagles.
Okay.
But now that we've been on this property at Swenson Park, it has been the Paige Pierce show.
Taking a look back at 21. This shot is so intimidating, Sarah.
I like this play, though.
Oh, man.
You know, skipping towards the basket. You can still make that comebacker. But park it.
Or park it. It's about the only stress-free putt on that hole is getting that close. Coming back in 22. And Natalie Ryan gave her a run, Sarah, coming down the stretch.
Yeah, she had a huge lead going into that final round, and Natalie just chased her down.
It got within one, I want to say, if at least two.
It was definitely a battle. It was very tight. Natalie did things like this coming down the stretch, but then 17.
Good old 17.
A lot of water on this course, and this is where it'll bite you.
Yep, I think this got Katrina last year, didn't it, too?
Yeah. Paige sneaks in that left side for the win.
And then just last year. Not a common forehand at a Paige, but it's good, Sarah.
She has a sneaky far forehand, and this is a great place to use it.
Wow. And like Sarah mentioned on the west, she is fantastic west of the Mississippi. You think it's like, is it the courses, just the time of the year? What do you think it is, Sarah?
Well, she's good pretty much anywhere, but when we're looking at the stats, the wooded versus the open course are definitely going to favor Paige, and a lot more open courses west of the Mississippi.
Yeah, I'm with you there. We got some gems coming up here on the West Coast, Sarah. I'm excited.
Me too.
OTB, Portland, Beaver State Fling. It's a fantastic time of the year. Here's Paige Pierce warming up, reigning and 3-time OTB Open champion, only to win since it has moved over to Stockton from San Francisco.
Paige's been playing. We haven't seen the Paige that we've seen in past years this year so far, but she's been dealing with that ankle injury.
Yeah.
She's been a little struggling to trust the ankle. We've seen, her putting's been pretty good, but maybe a little bit off on the drives. So today, at this course, she has a lot of airspace to work with.
Yeah.
I mean, there is out of bounds that will bite you. She may find it, but hopefully we're going to see a renewed driving prowess that we haven't seen so far to get her right up in the mix and get this win this year.
The form looks good. I think it might be just like a confidence thing coming off that injury.
Yeah, a lot of options on the roller out here that she has been working on. So I think that she could do it. If she's going to do it, it's going to be here.
Yep, I'm with you there. Not here, but we got to give her flowers. Tatar, the first woman ever to 1,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is so encouraging. It's been so motivating to hear everybody talking about how great that is. I'm just like enamored at the fact that she actually got to 1,000.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was going to happen, and here she is. We saw Paige running at that last year and the year before, but now Kristen is the one.
And the PDGA put out this really cool video tracking the highest rated woman through over the years. This is really cool, Sarah.
Yeah, Val Branken at 970. That went back in the day. That was really, really good. But now that's actually, barely top 10.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
We saw Paige get up to 980, then 990, and then as it happens with ratings, you kind of drop back down. But then Kristen there to pick up the slack.
And there she is. And we are going to head right into the course. Kat Murch putting for birdie on hole 11. And she is on a heater so far, Sarah.
Leading our field.
6 down through 10.
Very focused, very good speed, and blemish-free with a whole bunch of birdies.
Man, there is so much OB out here. That's impressive. Doing a great job. We will be heading over to the T of 1 for your second feature card. Awesome spectator area down there, Sarah.
Yeah, this place is a great place to come spectate. There's so many great vendors, great areas to hang out, really just kind of a party. They've always done a really good atmosphere at this particular event. Look at these couches.
Look at the gold club lounge here. Feet from one's tee, Sarah. Let's pick. It's right there. There is no better spot to watch disc golf than right there. Scoggins up first.
Looking for a bigger fade there. She'll have a long putt. We'll see how her C2 is dialed in today.
Yeah.
This course is going to call for some big putts from shorter throwers. But not in that category is Anakin.
Nice. Oh. Your Texas States champion, Anakin Sten, through the trees and into circle 1.
Jessica Weiss.
My friend John Toby doing the announcing there. And the Swiss Army knife, Jessica Weiss on the box.
Heiser catches a little bit too high in those trees. She'll be outside the circle.
A little high out of Lorenzen. Or a lot high, if you want to call it that.
Yeah, both players need to swing that much wider.
I'm going to jump over to 12 for a moment and Cat Merch on the tee.
Ladies, play well.
3-stroke lead.
Turnover puts her really close to the water, making that approach much shorter to the island green.
And Anakin Sten is with our very own Nate Perkins. Take it away, Perk. Oh, looks like Nate might be muted. Oh. We appreciate that.
I think she's talking about how much she loves it here in California.
You know, I wouldn't blame her. The weather it's lovely this year, Sarah.
It is the absolute best weather I've seen here in a while.
Yeah. No worries there. Nate is juggling a host of mute buttons, so I'll get it right next time. There we over. A nice approach. Should work for Jessica for par. Lorenzen in her second from the fairway.
A lot of ceilings on this course. Doesn't give you the opportunity to really put the disc up in the air, even on
They're all dropping in for par. While they do, we're going to jump ahead to Merch, her second shot on hole 12. We will show you that putt on the other side of the break. Back in just a few.
MVP and OTB partnered up again for a huge run of exclusive and awesome discs to support the OTB Open. Thanks to your local retailer, these sweet flying circles are available everywhere and greatly contribute to the high caliber event that 1,000 Rated Productions have created. Scan the QR code to check them all out now. Figure out which disc might make your bag. This run is ridiculous.
Backup hole. Y'all ready for this?
Girl, we're always ready. Yep. Sarah, have you tried this new True Athlete pre-workout? It's so good. Good food, good birdie.
5 o'clock somewhere.
Soup's up. What's even in there? It is birdies.
Simon in for the birdie. He's just been making these like it's nothing. It's just no problem. That putt has looked so good this week. Another nice birdie for Simon.
Oh my.
Come on, dude.
Yeah, I mean, that's a perfect putt.
2024 FPO champion, Simon Lazat!
The OTB Open is presented by MVP Disc Sports, the leading edge in disc golf. And the Women's Global event is coming up, Sarah.
Yeah, that's
18th,
this
19th.
weekend.
Oh, it's this weekend.
Yeah. Thousands of competitors worldwide are competing all at the same time, but on their respective courses throughout the world. We have record numbers of events and record numbers of women. It might not be too late. You may still be able to get in today.
Probably. Yeah, I
at
feel
your
ya.
local event. Check your courses near you.
Yeah, you can head over to pdga.com/WGE if you want to find an event near you. Merch for birdie. 8 under through 12.
Incredible. We saw a 12 last year by Paige, so double digits is possible out here.
Kat
And
Mersch.
Kat is on track for that double digits.
She's one of those women where she gets dialed, you know, she's going to drop birdies. Lorenzen. It's a little wide.
Yeah.
Should work for par, though.
This one is really tough to get into, especially if you have any of those blocker trees in front of you. It's like 350 to get into that green.
Yeah, just low ceilings the whole way.
Yeah, and the low ceiling, if you hit it, is going to put you outside circle 2 with like 30 trees in the way.
Sten.
She's still got 340 to the tee, or to the pin, excuse me.
Might have a putt in there. Ella Hansen hanging out in the lounge. We'll be teeing off in about 10 minutes. You love her chances on this course, Sarah.
I really do. She's finished really well at this course every year, and she's got that roller. She's got that controlled distance with the fairways in the mids.
With you. Scoggins back on 2.
Gets it all the way there. Inside the circle, a little obstructed, but it's a very makeable putt.
Training director Sean Jack right there, the man with the laptop on his lap.
Always working.
He is. He's the best. That guy.
Also does a lot of hard work for the Pro Tour, getting us sponsorships.
He does. He is all over that.
So just in front of that tree line, and now she's got 280 the pin at this point. Catches one of the blocker trunks. These are outside the circle with a ceiling.
Merch, T of 13 now.
There's an early release on this kind of technical par 3. She'll have a lot of work to clean that up. Most likely a par.
Perk, I heard it was pretty warm last year out in Stockton and looking pretty nice today. Talk about that, man. How's it feeling on the ground today? Might have some audio issues with our man Nate Perkins, but we were walking around outside earlier. It was nice.
It is. It's got to be a mild winds, 10 miles an hour or so. Mid 80s on the temperature for the high. Manageable wind. It should be prevailing all weekend through about the same direction, so players should be able to make improvements on their reads throughout the weekend.
Sten to start 2 for 2. She's got a step through lined up. Must be outside the circle.
In the bucket. Wow. She's starting off hot. Continuing her putting prowess from circle 2.
Huge make. That bodes well for the rest of the round. Get putting like that early.
No doubt.
Over to Weiss, also in circle 2, looking at birdie.
Good effort. We'll see what kind of look Owen has over here.
The birdie putt coming up.
She will straddle.
And it's on Scoggins. Wasting no time firing that home. Lorenzen, this is a par look. And nicely done by Luque. Weiss cleans up par, and your second feature card is off to hole 3. In the meantime, Merch throwing 2 on 13. And she would go on to make a par. That works. In about 5 minutes, your feature card will take the tee. Before that, though, a quick break on the network. We'll be back in just a few.
We're here.
If you want to know what a disc is going to feel like before you get it, you have to check out OTB disc. The first thing I'm looking for when I grab a new disc is the feel of the disc. It's got to be confidence instilled. Virtually in your hand tells you what the disc is going to feel like, how heavy it's going to be. It's everything you want to know before it shows up to your house.
It's really, really helpful in not only finding a disc that looks beautiful, but is also exactly what you're looking for it to feel like. Of course, when you're dealing with OTB, you're going to get only the best.
Jonathan!
Wow!
Jonathan! Skulle du visa?
Hi. Yeah, check this pad out.
Tomato.
I think you should use your wrist a little bit more.
Why not?
Is he okay?
He's fine.
You want a new disc, but you're overwhelmed by all of the options. Well, we've got you covered. Meet the Innova Pathfinder Guides, a series of graphics that match a set of discs for your style of play, curated by our own Riley O'Neill and Eric Schwann. Whether you're the beginner, the crusher, or anywhere in between, we've got a lineup for you. So scan the QR code, find a guide that matches your style of play, and discover your path to a better game. If you haven't seen these, you're missing out. All right, back to the action.
Anakin Sten, T of 3. Welcome back.
Setting up really well for the lefty. But leaves it short. That'll be outside circle 1. The very long ceiling look.
On 15, Cat Merch. What's your line here, Sarah?
Left side, sidearm. But this has a lot of options. You can take the hyzer, the flex up the middle. She's going to go hyzer. Get a big skip.
Just like the doctor ordered,
That
Sarah.
might be parked.
Wow.
She likes it.
Chasing Merch, though, is Holland Handley. Also off to a hot start.
Wow.
5 through 6.
So many birdies.
Scoring conditions, Sarah.
She is ready to take her first win.
It's overdue at this point.
She is ready.
Yeah.
This is the dreaded 18th green. You're hoping to approach in a very skillful manner.
We are flying over to 1.
The grass is so green and luscious this year. Very few dead spots. Nice thick grass in some spots, but then there's some skippy grass in other spots.
We've had a nice couple of rainy years in California. The drought is over pretty well.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you, El Nino.
Yeah.
final card on the FPO. First on the tee box, from Pensacola, Florida, Paige Pierce.
Yep, that was wide enough. If you get far enough out there, you're not going to hit those trees. And Paige found that gap on the high side.
Pure hyzer, too.
Yeah, that's, I mean, when you can throw 500 feet, then that hyzer is there for you. The rest of the players may have to flex it to get it there.
Walker does go to the flex play on the low line. Will she get the skip?
She gets a little skittle up there. Edge of circle.
Seattle, Washington, Ella Hansen.
I love watching Ella play this course.
She makes it look a lot easier than it is. She's going fairway driver.
Kind of splitting the difference on the lines.
Just outside the bullseye. That'll give her an easy look at birdie.
And Missy Gannon coming off her win at the Dynamic Disc Open. In dramatic fashion, Sarah.
It was so exciting. Comes out a little wide. Catches those trees. Circle 2.
Good luck, ladies. Have fun.
Sten throwing 2 on 3. Laid that up for par nicely. Merch for birdie on 14. Merged low, out the hand, doesn't get it into the chains on the elevated pin. Now for par. That one does the job.
Kat's starting to slow down just a little bit as she gets to the end of the course.
It's a birdie look for Scoggins on 3.
Ooh, left miss. That is rare from that distance.
Here's your feature car making their way down one's fairway. Live look down from your Flight Factory drone. Walker from circle 2 for birdie. Should produce an easy par. Swinging over to Gannon next with a birdie look, also in circle 2.
Tough balance there. Dealing with a little bit of a crosswind. This is tough to get to if you don't really have really good distance here. Even though it seems like 339 is within everybody's wheelhouse, the angles to get there are just a little bit, it's a little far for the wide hyzer that's required. But not for our 2 huge distancers, Pierce and Hansen.
Pierce off to a good start with the birdie on 1. Hansen to match that birdie. Lovely. Walker for par. And Gannon should do the same shortly. She'll make that. Let's jump ahead to 15. Cat Merch. This is a tough hole, Sarah.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of people utilizing a sidearm that they may be less comfortable with right there, like we saw with Cat. Came out a little bit early.
Sten, T of 4. Is that good enough, Sarah?
This one is really not a birdie hole unless you really get out of the chute.
Okay.
One of the hardest birdies on the course, actually. Even at a par 5.
Yeah, playing almost 900 feet, Sarah. Look at all those spectator cards. This is a great tournament to watch in person, you know?
Yeah, I agree. There's a lot of space to move around. There's really good amenities. You can park right on site. A lot of fun stuff. There's even hot tubs. You know?
I don't think they're full, but there's hot tubs.
I mean, you could pretend. It's hot enough.
Yeah. Paige Pierce on the tee of 2. Testing the ceiling.
Yeah, with the turnover, it gets her in front of that tree line, which will make that approach possible. It's kind of, she usually goes that right low power shot, so she actually was looking to get a little bit extra distance today.
Hansen, is this the shot you were talking about?
That would be the one.
Okay.
You do kind of bring that right bush into play if you push it too straight.
And also that tree.
Also, yes.
Be a long second shot for Hansen after the tree hit, but she has great sidearm distance. Walker.
This is good positioning. Ooh. Yeah, she may be able. That's probably 300 feet to the pin from there.
Gannon. Oh, that's a lovely kick at the end there, Sarah.
Yeah, she did not want to push into those bushes. Those bushes are only like 280 off the tee, so if you really kind of turn one over into it, you're into kind of death zone. You're going to have to pitch out.
Yeah. And Merch, her second on 15.
Very dangerous approach with Obi on the left and a green on the right. She has pimped it.
That was beautifully done. Sten on 4, her second. The drive a little short, Sarah. This is a good second, though.
She's getting across the screen and in front of that tree line. It's still going to be right at that road, which is just really far to get to the basket on the next one.
With you
but
there.
she's fine. She's inbounds. It's a good hole for par.
Speaking of pars, Merch on 15.
Great recovery after that tee shot miss and that really scary approach.
Yeah.
Maintaining her bogey-free round.
And Hansen, her second back on hole 2.
She got a lot of work to do from here.
There is OB left and kind of natural OB right as well.
Yeah, the goal will just to keep this in bounds and forward progress.
That's too low. That's
Ella's low sidearm is going to be great for a lot of situations, but the miss is going to be too low with this grass that's nice and lush. It's not going to allow the skipping that she may need.
16 in Cat Merch.
This is a blind landing zone. The right side is more open for the approach shot, but players can also get over on the left side.
Gannon. Oh, that's another.
I mean, she's,
Hey.
you know, take it what you can get it. Thankfully, those bushes are so thick they are going to push her out. But two shots in a row, pushing it over a little bit, leaves herself out of position, looking to save the par here.
Yeah. Sten throwing 3 on the par 5 fourth. She's still, what, 400 away, Sarah?
Yep,
At this
over
point?
400.
Okay, yeah. I mean, that's about what she needed, right?
Yeah, I mean, really have to get off the tee and make a great second shot, and she's just played okay at that point, so she'll be just fine.
Back to 2 for Pierce, throwing 2.
Sneaks it in there, circle 2 look.
Okay. A chance?
Yes.
Good.
With Paige's bullet style spin putt, I think she can make those with low ceilings.
Second shot for Murch on 16. Does this have enough, Sarah?
It's fading out left and early. We'll see what the flagger says.
Green.
It's in.
Ooh.
Not much of a putt, but it is across.
That's a hole that'll get you to.
Yeah, these last 4 in a row are actually really, really penalizing.
And on 2, Madison Walker throws her second after a great drive.
And beautiful line on this second shot.
I'm
Puts
with
it
you.
inside the circle. Wow.
There we go. Giving Walker a chance to get on the board. And now Hansen, her third after the low second.
Sneaks it in with circle 2 look or circle 1 look to save her par.
Taking an early peek at the scores. Hanley with another birdie on hole 8.
Cat still out in front, but Holland chasing her down.
We are looking down on hole 2 and Gannon, her third.
So technical. To get that turn into that gap, you have to put a little bit of height on it, but you don't have height to put on it. If she had a low sidearm skipper, I think that would be the play. Otherwise, she's just got to get that control down on that angle to get it under those branches, still on that Anheuser. This course is going to be a little bit tougher for Missy because she relies so much on glide, but the ceilings are not going to allow the glide to exist because she can't put the disc into the air. So a lot more like overstable bullets at the on the low side are going to be where you're going to get the farthest progress up the fairway.
Sten in her fourth. Oh my goodness. I can't imagine she meant to do that, Sarah, but it worked. Wow. And we are jumping back to 2 for Gannon. It's a long look at par. Very long look at par. This is fairway.
Oh my. That was really good speed. That was so close. Really nice
Jeez,
attempt.
amazing. Pierce also in circle 2. Looking at birdie.
Oh, too perfect.
Everything but in.
The rim just grabbed it. What a good putt, though.
Catching the back lip or something, Sarah? What
It
was
was,
it?
yeah, the front lip, I think.
Oh, the chains pushed it out.
Oh, wow.
Mean.
That looked really good from our angle.
Paige looking really good early.
Yeah, her putter has been pretty good all
Has
season.
it? Okay. Just the drives have been a little wild?
Yeah.
Hansen for par.
Showing calm, collected, and cool Ella Hansen for the par.
Walker, a birdie look. Hope to get on the board.
Great hole for Walker. Wow.
Yeah.
Showing that you don't actually, this is one of those holes that doesn't get birdied that often, but showing that you don't really need big distance, just great accuracy.
Gannon coming back, I believe, for bogey.
Easy cleanup.
Yep. There's a Pierce par, and they are off to 3. We have caught up with Holland Hanley. She's waiting on the tee of 9 currently, but we'll show you that tee shot once it happens. What a start, Sarah.
Yeah, I mean, really, I mean, every birdie except for 5 and 7, which are one of the more difficult holes. But now on 9,
okay.
This one is a decision maker. She's got a lot of distance, but she still has to get across on that second and make a putt to continue her birdie run.
We're back with Kat Merch. Can she make birdie on 16? Smart layup for par is what that was from your.
Yeah, that backside on the backside of the basket rolls away to an OB green.
Hannah Wynn off to a hot start as well, 3 through 5.
Yeah, she had a good showing at DDO as well.
Yeah.
And we see Weatherman up there.
Hey, how about that?
And Jennifer Allen. This course is set up for her power.
We're gonna fly hole 3 here, Sarah.
It's 277 feet. But there is a nice little gap on the right side. You can kind of punch with the backhand. It's one of the shortest holes on the course, but very guarded. As you can see, the tree is overhanging the basket. This is one of the changes from last year when the course designer decided to kind of shorten some of the holes and make them a little bit more scoreable.
Yeah.
I think this was a really good change.
Shouts to Leonard Muse.
Yeah, he's always making improvements. We appreciate that, him checking the data and optimizing Swenson for FPO.
I kind of feel like he was the originator of the shot shaping with trees off the tee idea at golf courses. You know?
He does a good job of giving us ceilings off the tees and then kind of running perpendicular to the golf fairways rather than up the actual fairways.
Yeah. Live on 17 with your leader, Kat Merch. Oh, boy.
This is huge. If she can stay away from that big tree, she'll have a really simple approach.
And we are live with Holland, tee of 9. All that brown and grass is
That is inside. That's good, though.
Okay.
The only problem with the inside is now it makes that shot across the water so much less likely, and she has to throw a blind layup if she decides to do so.
We are on hole 3 with Walker.
Madison taking that right gap. Smooths it up there. And she's bullseye.
Count that one.
That'll be 2 in a row.
Walker throwing some dimes right now. Paige Pierce.
Also punching that right gap. Stays 2 straight. Leaves her some work.
Hansen will take the forehand line. Just the more open line to your eye, Sarah?
Definitely. There's later trees that the right side trees are going to come into play much earlier. But it always depends on the wind as well out here. And with Ella having both throws, she can really utilize the wind.
Gannon, no surprise, will take the backhand line.
Ooh, very nice. Looked a little inside, but that thrasher flipped up nice.
Missy, of course, coming up the Dynamic Disc Open as your champion. Big money, Missy.
Yeah, making that putt on the island in the playoff.
God, that was
Well,
ridiculous.
it started with this, coming back after poor putting, and then she made that putt, and then just smoothing all the shots as Missy does.
Round 2 was probably the worst we've ever seen her putt.
Yeah.
At least, and then she comes back like the champion she is, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Throwing great shots all day.
Beautiful.
And then 18 happened. Haley just needed to get this across to the up and down, and
shorts the shot.
Shorted it. Gannon takes advantage, heads to the playoff, and this somehow stayed in, Sarah.
That island is
off the water.
It's very discriminatory. I cannot tell what it discriminates again's,
I
but
know, and it makes that putt.
that was the most gutsy play I've ever seen.
Unbelievable. I talked to her about that putt last night. She said, I didn't know what I was going to do until I got over it. And
then
was feeling it.
Yeah, then she gets 17 before that and gets that birdie, and then she's there on 18. Plays really well in the playoff, which is, that's big money Missy. She's ready to step up for the challenge.
She is a diamond under pressure. Pierce for birdie. Apologies for the spoiler there, and that will be a par for Pierce likely.
Little bit of a limp there, I think, on her.
Did you see something?
Her foot, which I would expect that to still be. She had a pretty severe injury.
Hansen for birdie. Oh, the putt is looking great for Ella early.
Really, really solid, calm, just really good. She always has great speed.
She does, yeah. Right on line. Walker to also grab a 2. And looks like Pierce will drop a stroke to the card with this par. Gannon, a birdie putt to get back to level on the day. Jumping ahead to 17, and Kat Murch, her second. You saw the drive. It was booming, Sarah. Look at this.
Wow, that's so far.
Oh, my goodness. This is aggressive, and it's fantastic.
Excellent. That is, the OB is like 15 feet from the basket.
It is right there. And back to Hanley, her second on 9, carrying the water, Sarah.
She is. It's very open. That little bit of turn.
Oh, in business. Will she make the putt? You'll find out on the other side. We'll be back before you know it.
EDGE is a nationally recognized 501c3 charitable organization.
What we do is we empower the teachers with complete programming along with the equipment and a standardized curriculum. So you have a one-stop shop for teachers and youth educators. That's really what EDGE is. It makes everything simple for the teacher to get involved with disc golf.
If we want disc golf to be recognized, we need to introduce disc golf to the youth. And if nothing else, they've got a healthy game that they can enjoy with their families throughout the rest of their lives.
Pound's the best of the best. It's the quality, the craftsmanship, the vision for what a bag could be.
I don't think anyone's disputing that it's the best made bag.
You are looking at Kat Murch with a birdie putt on 17.
Frustrating miss after she kind of slowed down.
Yeah.
And now she's had this birdie look and not been able to capitalize. One more chance.
Walker, T of 4. Oh, she is throwing today, Sarah.
Great line. She hits that difficult gap on a flex line. This is what you need to do if you are one of the medium throwers, is to hit that line and get all the way out in the open. She got a chance to birdie.
Hansen will take the forehand line.
Gets out of that alley of trees and gets good fade. That's a great spot.
You taking Walker or Hansen for a second shot there?
Well, what, to throw it?
Who's closer?
Oh, it's probably a Hansen.
Okay.
Walker has to go to the right more.
Gannon. Oh, misses
Doesn't get the
line.
turn.
Playing for par now, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
And now Pierce.
Paige has the power to take this early gap. She wanted a little more hyzer on that because it did not move forward up the fairway and just simply move to the right. That may take birdie out of play for her as well.
Colin Hanley putting for birdie. You saw the first two on hole 9 as some Canada geese and some goslings watch in the background. Ah,
Great birdie. One of the most difficult holes on the course.
tee of 18 with your leader just by a stroke though. Cat Merch. That's a tough one too, Sarah. You were mentioning.
Yeah, these last few, she's got to peer this one up that middle gap, get a little flex, and it's got to come back. There is OB on that left side. She's gotten in front of the main tree. That opens up the shot tremendously. She's in good position.
Getting a Raven Klein low 5. We're flying above hole 4 with our Fight Factory Joan. Should be looking at a Missy Gannon second after the early tree hit.
This green may come into play for her because she's throwing from so far back. The second shot, we're trying to get over that green. She's probably taking this right gap where it has a slope that's going to allow her to not fade all the way back into the green. But those blocking trees are right at the end of her flight. It's just really about making progress from here. Filters through. That's great. Front side. Still going to be about 400 feet to the pin from there.
Okay.
But she did say, she's like, I'm going to bust out 360, and she might make a 40-foot putt, so I'm not going to count her out.
Yeah, facts. Paige Pierce and Caddy deciding her second shot.
Not a lot for the backhand here unless she wants to throw a roller.
Right.
I would say the sidearm is going to put her in position. That's Jared on the bag for her, part of the Guardian Aliens. You can check out their art online.
I was hanging out with him last night.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun.
He's got a baby on the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, third little girl, I want to say. Hansen throwing 2.
Ella looking for that high gap. Well over the green.
In business still?
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome.
She'll be looking just laterally at the pin, maybe 350.
Walker throwing 2.
So it looks like Walker did outthrow her.
Oh, you're right, huh?
Advantage Ian. It caught some of those branches and left her on the wrong side of that pathway. She will be in a similar position to Missy.
And what? That looks like a slow disc for Pierce, is it?
Roller.
Oh, roller. Oh, no, it's a fast disc.
It could be a slow disc.
Yeah.
She's trying to get that roller to move to the right.
Ooh, a lot of cut. I think too much. Oh, good tree.
Good tree. So she's way on that left side of the fairway at this point. That roller did not stand up.
No. To the 18th, Merch, and her second up for a fantastic drive.
She's got about 280 to the pin from here. And looks like a mid in her hand. This one is tough. If you're, I feel like you almost have to go for the green. It is the biggest space open. If you try to lay up, you're getting to that pinch point. That's great.
Merch playing 18, fantastic. The tee of 10th now with Hanley. 10-10 discs, hole 10 even. That's fun.
Throwing the flex, it does look like it's coming back.
Paige Pierce throwing 3 after the errant second. Not going to birdie, but should be a pretty easy par, Sarah.
Agreed.
You know what disc golf has over golf today, Sarah?
What's that?
We didn't arrest Paige Pierce on the way to the course this morning.
Right? Oh my gosh, I can't believe that happened.
So funny. Poor Scotty Scheffler, if you're not paying attention to the PGA, got arrested this morning by some road cop.
Madison throwing the low right line, gives herself a really long and slightly blocked look, but that's a really great way to get a par on this difficult hole and maybe a birdie.
Cat Merch for birdie on 18 to grab a 2-stroke lead as she heads to the clubhouse.
Can she focus up here right at the end? She had a really early morning and a really quick round. She just missed a putt on the last hole.
That's the same.
Same miss.
Yep.
Right on line. Disappointing finish for her, but really still bogey free.
Yeah.
You can't complain about that.
Hanley for birdie on 10. Right at the water, no problem.
That's as deathy as it gets. Because you might lose your putter, too. Hope you brought another.
That is very true. She's got a ham bone and a turkey on that card, does Holland Hanley. And a share of the lead, Sarah.
With a bunch of holes left to go.
A bunch of holes.
8 holes left to try to extend that lead. Also, bogey free. Some really great golf happening out here.
What could Hanley get to today?
We shall see.
Yeah.
Stick around.
Gannon and her third, back on hole 4.
Playing some fairway golf. Wow.
Sarah, that was
Did
nice.
she just throw it the 360 that she told us she could do?
And gave that
on a
40-footer.
pin? Okay.
Right.
She told us in her interview on Thursday that even though people they don't think she doesn't throw far, she's like, I could throw a 360, and that's enough out here.
It sure is. Cat Merch doing enough out here today on hole day 1.
Cooled off at the end.
Yeah.
Missed a couple putts. I think 3 putts down that last 6.
Yeah, she did, yeah.
But, you know, like, bogey free. Can't complain about leading the tournament for now.
Hansen throwing 3 on the par 5 4th.
Yeah, this is great. Get in there.
Oh.
Parked for birdie.
Ella Hansen showing off the arm. Let's roll back that Zuka replay. Yes, please. I miss my Zuka card. I haven't rolled it around a course in a while, Sarah.
Bet your back hurts.
I just haven't been playing disc golf. I never leave home without the.
Oh, then that means
my
your
Zuka
heart
card.
hurts.
Yeah, that is accurate. Paige Pierce, and this will be her 4th.
Gets away from her a little.
It did.
Those touchy putter shots in wind can sometimes, she's really great at those putter shots, but when you've got that wind, sometimes you got to go the overstable with the big fade.
11, Hanley, your co-leader.
Looks like she's looking at that wide right route, which opens up the approach. If she got to get it far out there. That's about, it's got to go 350. That's going to fade.
Oh.
It's a good spot, but not right enough to go over the water on the second.
Walker.
It's a crafty skipper.
She will have that left for par. Paige Pierce, it's a birdie look.
Yeah, for par.
Oh,
Yep.
thank you, for par,
Yep.
excuse me. It's Gannon with the birdie look. They marked it a 39-footer. They couldn't have given you the 40 feet, Sarah.
She threw it 1 foot further than she said she would.
Yep.
Oh, wow. She threw it too far. She was 1 foot further back.
That would have dropped home.
The equation did not equate.
Yeah.
No, really great effort from Missy. That's a really tough birdie. I mean, we've only seen one other birdie on this besides Ella.
And she didn't even make it out the gap clean.
Correct.
Walker, this is a par putt. Does the job. Pierce will slide back the level. Before that, we should have a Hanson birdie. And this is going to be just the second birdie of the day for the field. The other by her friend, Holland Hanley.
They probably practiced this hole together.
I bet you're right. There is the Pierce bogey, followed by the Gannon par. We're going to take a peek at hole 5 as they walk over to the tee.
This one's slightly new. There used to be a truss here. There's no longer anymore. The first shot is really trying to traverse the other side of this wall of trees. And then we have some new hazards that kind of pinch the fairway. Don't want to land in those hazards, but if you do, you're going to play from them. The second tree line. Then there's kind of either a low gap shot, a high gap shot, or if you end up to the right on this fairway, you've got a nice big hyzer over the top to try to get to this sneaky green. That wall of trees is going to require a low entry point. Or you could throw a roller if you have a lot of control. This one is pretty tough to get to unless you get on the other side of those trees off the tee. So this new hazard, I'm not sure how this is actually going to play. We'll see.
I followed James Proctor, Chandler Fryer on their practice round yesterday. They were throwing this big anhyzer around the trees.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Curious if we'll see a play from that. It has a beautiful shot from our Flight Factory drone.
Yeah, there's not an obvious tee shot. So it's really going to be players going to play their strengths. I'd love to see Ella put down a roller on this one.
Make sure you guys head over to flightfactorydisc.com for all the latest gear. There is that QR code. We'll get you straight there. That's a caddy-sized water jug right there.
Yes.
Looks like there's a little backup here for our competitors.
Yep. Time to get out the snacks. Or the hacky sack. Madison with the leg swings.
Yeah.
Some disc golf strong on your weight.
Oh. Sten putting for birdie. Hole 6. I believe did card a bogey back on 5.
Ooh, Sten needs a sit. Catches the high side.
All right,
Ooh,
we are
we're-
ready.
Here we go with the roller.
Hansen.
The only trouble with this one is it could go too far. Because there is that hazard zone. It
This is in the hazard
does
zone.
go too far. Wow.
So Hansen will try to get up and down from there for par. Walker.
Walker picks her gap and hits it.
She is throwing lines today, Sarah.
And nice and low and controlled like bullets. It's really, the height control has been really phenomenal.
It's at a premium out here, isn't it? Gannon. Missy even on the day.
Missy with that control hyzer. Looks like it's right by Madison's
I think
shot.
so, yeah. Paige Pierce next on the box. That looks like a slow disc, Sarah.
Yeah, she's definitely looking for that turnover just in front of the tree line. That'll work, and she's going to throw another probably tight gap again. Nobody really getting over to that right side that opens up opens up that second shot. So it's really going to be more technical shots, really similar to the shots they just threw.
Your co-leader, Kat Merch, is in the clubhouse with our very own Brian Earhart. Take it away, Brian.
All right, joining us in the clubhouse, your current leader, second tee time of the day, but Kat Merch, you came in with an 8 under par effort, clean, no bogeys. How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty solid about it. I know there's a lot more golf to play, so I'm happy that I got through the first round as solid as I did.
How did the game feel overall? Backhand, forehand, putting,
Felt
overall?
good. I think I lost a little bit of steam going into the back nine. I definitely went on a par train for a while, and I missed, I'm going to say three birdie putts I feel like I should have made, but yeah.
How were the conditions out there? Pretty windy? How was it feeling?
It just felt good. I mean, it just feels good to be out in the sun. There's a little breeze, but if you can just look at the direction it's going, it's all right. It doesn't really mess with you too much, at least not on the putting green.
Well, you're done pretty early. It's 10:35 in the morning. What are you going to do the rest of the day? Just rest? Wait till tomorrow?
I'm going to take my buddy Cameron to In-N-Out because he's never had In-N-Out before, and I'm going to go home and just lay in my bed and ponder.
Sounds like a great day to do that.
Yeah.
Kat, congratulations. We'll see you out there.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you, Kat and Brian. And to the woman chasing her, Holland Hanley, her second. As called by Sarah, not in position to carry the water with her second. Will punch it low with the forehand.
That's the trouble with this hole. It's really tough to be that low ceiling coming into the green is. It's outside circle 2, but she found a spot. She may have a putt there.
Gannon back on 5, throwing 2.
Sneaks it through. That'll be a look. Looks like mid circle 2.
Walker also throwing 2.
That looks identical to Missy's shot. A little closer. That'll be a short putt for birdie. Again, Walker just playing really good. Really solid all the way around at every skill.
Should be headed over to Hansen next in the hazard. Throwing her 3rd. This is left way short. It's not good, Sarah.
Now that ceiling was in her way. She couldn't get it up high enough. She's definitely wishing she chose a different line on that one.
Are you an In-N-Out fan, Sarah?
You know, No offense, but it's a little overrated.
The fries, terrible. The
A little
burger's good.
overrated.
That's my take anyway. Hanley, long look at birdie on hole 11.
There's a lot of trouble on the green there. 20 feet from the basket's the water, and it rolls away towards it.
Scoggins with a birdie look. It's hole 7.
Puts it up there and snags the left side. There's a C2 make.
And let's check out our powered by Nakwa replay on this huge make by Owen Scoggins. Powered by Nakwa. Keep your phone powered on the course. Make sure you grab a Nakwa for the bag. Pierce. It's a long look at birdie. She's giving it her all.
Yeah, I mean, as she always does.
Yep. Hansen, a long look at par for Ella.
Ooh, that had great height.
Not missing by much is Hansen. She will pick up a bogey. Had started 3 for 4 as well. That'll send her back to 2. Gannon out in circle 2 for birdie. And is low from Gannon. Never had a chance.
Doesn't like it. Making the correction.
Hansen, a little work left on this bogey putt to avoid the double. Early Band-Aid putt.
Strong run. But trying to make that 50-footer with the ceiling is what pushed her so far. Sometimes there's times to lay up, and other times we need to go for it. Maybe that was not the time.
Pierce, no problem with her comebacker. Salvages par. Gannon for the same. And we haven't said Madison Walker's name in a while. She
Still waiting to get to her frisbee.
Seriously. A fantastic drive and has this left for birdie. She grabbed a stroke on the card and quite a few on Hansen.
Get to 3, bogey free.
Hanley now on the tee of 12. First drive just a layup short of the pond. Meat of the hole is that second.
That's all she needs.
Yep. We're about a third of the way through the course. Let's check out Sarah's Keys, brought to you by our friends at blackinkdisc.com. It's the premium disc golf store.
We'll utilize the wind. Manage those greens. So utilizing that wind, managing those greens, there's lots of mounds and death putts, and then play to your strengths. Hopefully it's distance.
Yeah. That helps out here.
It does.
Yeah. On most courses too. This is the second longest course on tour? I think Portland is the longest.
Yeah, I don't know the exact data on that, but it's up there. Although it has, it has pared back over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
So it's getting more and more scoreable.
Speaking of scores, there is your baby. and a win. Sitting in solo third, trying to chase down Birch and Hanley.
And really the distance advantage out here is really related to being able to throw power shots underneath the trees. Most of the players can get to the landing zones if the tree limbs were higher. So those power players are really going to enjoy being able to throw low and more stable discs and not needing that extra glide.
Madison Walker on a heater so far. 3 down through 5, T of 6.
That'll work. So you get in front of that tree line. This is actually an eagleable par 5, so even if you don't quite get every bit of distance, you still have a chance for the birdie.
Gannon next.
That is the biggest hole, but that was a little low. She'll still be all right as long as she can get her next shot in front of that tree line, the next tree line. It's kind of running, this fairway runs perpendicular to those golf fairways.
Paige Pierce. Just too high, Sarah.
If she was, it was actually a little bit just too right. If she
Really?
had,
Okay.
the height was actually okay had she hit the very center of that gap, which she's trying to do because she wants this eagle. She almost got it last year. She may have actually got it, but one of the rounds she almost got it. So it's there. Ella, though, taking the low route, so even if she doesn't quite hit the gap perfectly, it's going to continue to move past that line of trees.
Let's jump back to Holland Hanley. Her second shot onto the island green.
It's pretty nervy. This shot, the green is not very big, just bigger than the circle. Oh, that is penalizing. She will not go very much farther before she has to throw her next shot.
And we are now ready to check out with our man, Nate Perkins, third member of our broadcast team. How's it feeling on the ground today, Nate?
As good as it can feel down here in the valley, mid 80s, no humidity out here, no wind on this side of the course right now. I think the conditions are pretty ripe for scoring, guys.
It has been fun to watch so far, Nate. Thank you. Pierce in her second.
Catches the upper trees again. Birdie's still in play. She can do something.
Yeah, true. Gannon.
Another low and turned shot out of Missy.
The kick out to the left kind of opens up that third, though.
Yeah, and I mean, this is a soft par 5, so I mean, they're really not. This is, if you're gonna miss shots, this is the hole to miss them on.
Fair.
At least till we get to the green.
Yeah, there is the green is a little tricky.
The green is trouble.
Jen Kazanov digs for par on 12. She's got to make it, right? Yes.
Death putt central.
That it is like 5 feet.
Yeah, it's there's a bunch of these on this course.
Yeah.
We're gonna get to see what kind of courage people have on their putts.
We also saw Holland Hanley there at the drop zone as Walker throws her second, back on 6.
This is great.
Walker is throwing just gems every time.
It's really puring the lines using the airspace that she has. Really pretty flawless.
Hanley just watched a make from Jen. Can she follow those vapor trails?
Oh, she runs it.
That was gutsy. Scoggins.
Wow. C2 look with a hazard to the left.
Okay. I'm keeping it clean through 8.
So that's her second C2 in a row.
Wow.
I think.
Oh, yeah. We just watched that one.
Yeah, so she's dialed that in from far.
Hansen, and her second does go roller. I was hoping we'd see this. It's wide, though. Will it curl? That's the easiest birdie that ever birdied.
Yes, she's set up.
Just a jump putt approach from there?
Little
Little
more?
more?
See, maybe a little baby throw.
Okay, okay.
I do think we may see an eagle on this, though.
This weekend?
This weekend,
All
at some
right,
point.
Cool. All right, been a lot of birdies. No eagles yet today, though. That's one we've definitely seen a lot of eagle putts in the past, though. Pierce and caddy lining up her third.
She's probably got around 320. That's pretty good. She's C2, looking probably lay that up and tap out a par. See how she's feeling frisky.
Yeah, right.
He hasn't knocked down a T2 yet, but you can't knock him down if you don't keep at him. So a bummer for Holland. Oh, I'm glad they got that back for her.
Yeah. Drops out of her share of the lead. Your solo leader again is Cat Merch, but Hanley some holes to regain a share or more.
And then Hanley still has to go through that treacherous final four.
Also true.
But 13, 14, she's got a little time to grab a few par threes. Even 15, I would say, plays to her strength with the sidearm.
With you. Gannon throwing 3. The second was a little short.
Yeah, both drives so far haven't been great, but she still it's a very open line to get to the pin. Turns it over.
That looks so good.
She's on the other side of the mound with a look.
Okay. Walker throwing 3 after 2 fantastic shots.
Short work to get this birdie.
Look at this approach.
Puts it close.
Yeah.
Nothing fancy, just clean.
That is her game today, hasn't it been? Yeah.
Yeah, I would say in general. I mean, she does make some big putts, though.
Yeah. Hansen.
Speaking of big putts,
Yeah,
it does look like she's putting.
It does, huh? For eagle, technically. Probably just laying up for birdie.
Oh, that's so far.
Yeah.
She putts from so far.
She does.
Oh, my gosh. Okay.
120-foot jump putt
Yeah,
right there.
okay. Uphill.
Yeah.
No big deal. It's that hand strength, actually. She's
Really?
recorded as having, like, massive grip strength.
No kidding.
Much more than any of the other players when they did the test.
Interesting.
So, I mean, that's just, she put more spin on it. It's easier for her to putt from farther. Anakin puts it in circle 1. This is a really great lefty hole. The airspace is all on the left side.
And has that left for birdie, making short work of. And a tie for 4th, touching 3 down for the first time today. Pierce back on 6, putts at birdie. There is an OB green on the far side of the pin. It doesn't matter.
Wow, there it is.
Do that.
She dials it, and she's had a lot of C2 putts, many of them not even hitting chains.
Let's check out how caddy reacts. One of our painters last night over at OTB.
Yep. Jared, her caddy, giving her all the love.
Gannon, also a long look at birdie. Another low bid from Gannon.
The high miss is much worse.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
you are backside mound.
Yeah. Walker for another one.
It's 4 through 6.
Walker is cooking early.
Yeah, really not. She's only not gotten the holes that you basically can't get if you don't throw super far.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I mean, 1 and 4, those are distance holes.
Hansen gets the birdie to the bottom. least one of those bogey strokes from hole 5. It's again in par. Holland after the bogey. Let's check out the bounce back. I believe hole 13.
Technical hole, one of the easiest holes on the course, however. Shapes it up just fine. Inside the circle, on the good side of the basket.
And that is a look at Party Island. How many holes can you watch from this spot, Sarah?
I think you can watch at least 3. You can watch 7's tee, you can watch 17's green, and then I also think you can see 11's approach and green.
Oh yeah, you can. That's right. Multiple awesome spectator areas out here at the OTB Open. I'm telling you guys, it is a gem of an event to watch in person.
Good vibes.
Yeah. If you want to join in on the fun, buy some tickets over at our website /tickets.
We still have some left for this one?
I think so.
All right.
Yeah.
Great. Always
Maybe
huge,
not though. There's
huge
a lot of
crowd out here.
Yeah, it's a great spot. You know, you get all the Bay Area people coming down from Sacramento, all the people in the Valley. And we get this gem of a course too. Shouts to the whole OTB team on this one. Walker, tee of 7. Uh-oh.
Challenging those reads.
That is trouble.
It's not likely to get through. But this time she'll actually go to a drop zone instead of taking it from the last inbounds. They added that this year.
Perk, was that maybe a misread on the wind there from Madison? Or was it a headwind here, or is that just a missed throw?
Yeah, a little bit of a headwind right to left. You could see it kind of shove Madison's ante a little bit further over, but it makes this hole really difficult to park.
Yeah, I'm with you, Nate. I don't mind playing this one for par, Sarah.
I mean, it's a sidearm hole.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. If you got a great sidearm.
Present to Ella.
It's a birdie hole. Hanson. A live look at this shot from our Flight Factory drone, and that is...
Speaking of parked.
A bullseye.
I think Ella is proving Nate wrong. No, I guess he was talking about the backhand.
He was talking about the backhand. Should grab one of those handicap parking spots up there. Missy Gannon.
Looking to hit that window over the reeds. Really technical window because there's also branches that will kick you into the water.
Yeah.
That's the safe play, especially with the unfavorable wind. I want to see her bust out her sidearm though because I have seen it go that far.
Yeah. This is Hanley for a share of the lead on hole 13. Right on the edge of the circle.
Beautiful. Nice bounce back.
It sure was. And regaining her share with Cat Merch. One more look at that Hanley putt. Nearly perfect.
Yeah, great push out of the hand. Zero wobble. Good touch.
Owen Scoggins would not approve of that putt though.
Yeah,
not enough wobble.
It's a different strategy.
I guess it went in though. Here's one of our water helpers down there with a GoPro. Oh, Madison might have hit this guy.
Oh.
That's what we're hearing apparently. Let's take a look from our Flight Factory. Oh my.
Ah.
Oh, wait, what, bro?
I don't approve.
Bruh.
What if like some weird thing happened and it pushed
That was
through?
that wasn't cool.
Well, we'll never know.
Huh. Let's not do that again.
Madison putting it up.
Ooh.
Needs to sit.
That was probably like a 99% OB though, right, Sarah?
Yes, yeah. I do agree. I totally agree. It was definitely 99% OB.
Yeah, but Gannon for birdie.
Oh, 1 millimeter low.
Paige Pierce also in circle 2.
These are pretty courageous putts as well to an elevated basket. There is a rollaway potential on the backside to OB. It's close. There it is. 2 in a row.
Pierce looking dialed.
She's found her putter.
Yeah.
Found that fire. Piercing the chains.
Walker. It's a bogey putt. Does the job.
Her first blemish.
Yes. Sliding back to 3 under on the day. Again in par. Got a Hansen drop in birdie coming up. What a drive, Sarah.
Yeah, and pure hyzer the whole way. Just so much power.
Hansen quickly erasing that double bogey on 5 with back-to-back birdies on 6 and 7. You love to see it. Hansen back to 3 under as they head over to hole 7. 8, excuse me. Hanley now on the tee of 14. What's the shot here, Sarah?
Well, I think 'cause Hanley has so much power and a big fade on her sidearm. This left side is primed for her. It's got the later trees, so if she does end up hitting it and not finding the gap to get to the pin, she's going to have a jump putt. Comes in a little short, but she'll have a look.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Inside the circle.
Yeah. Sten on 9.
This is a tough lefty hole. The OB comes up quick as it fades, so she needs to make sure she's getting all the way. That could be back into the OB. Oh, really tough for the lefties. It's got to push so far straight.
At least it was in bounds a long time.
Yeah, yep, and it crossed over on the other side.
Yeah.
But this is already a hard hole, and then starting it with an OB is not the way she wants to do this.
How's that position over there, Sarah?
It should be all right.
To get to the pin?
Yeah.
Okay.
She probably can go across even. It will be a gap shot.
Look at all those threes as Scoggins tries to get out of that pile at 3 with her second.
This is tricky.
I was with you. Was it short?
Doesn't look like that was enough.
Scoggins out of bounds after 2 throws on hole 9.
That tree looks like it was in her way to be able to really flex it like she likes to get that left and distance. So unfortunately, she'll be taking it from the wrong side of the water.
Back to Pierce. And her drive on 8.
Yeah, that's huge.
591, and I'm sure she bit off more than half there. Hansen. Roller.
This is a great play. The ceiling is low. It doesn't really set up for a backhand, the airspace. So if you've got a roller, got a sidearm, the airspace, you can get there with a backhand. It's just the trees. You have to navigate a few trees that you don't from the other side. Like we'll see Missy playing this line. Needs to fade right before these trees. And that's pretty good.
Madison Walker.
She's looking for that fade. Also similar to Missy's line. Yeah, that'll do.
And as they make their way up the fairway, we're going to sneak in a break on the network. We'll be right back.
OTB and MVP have curated another release of discs exclusively for the OTB Open. Here's Phase 1, highlighted by the Tempo and the Proton Soft Plastic. Scan the QR code now and check out the full lineup at OTB Discs or a retailer near you.
Behold the Eagles Crossing Disc Golf Course, a sanctuary where the ordinary transforms into the extraordinary. As each disc takes flight, destiny intertwines with the flight path. But beware, brave souls, for the course harbors challenges that even the boldest must confront. Yet, fear not, for victory and camaraderie are your companions on this voyage. Visit eaglescrossingdiscgolf.com.
Sten throwing 4 on 9.
So she did end up having to lay up after that first shot. And she puts it close. That's a great recovery. It'll still cost her the bogey, but
Holland for birdie and a solo lead.
that is identical to what Kat did on this exact same hole when she was trying to push past 8. Maybe something on that green.
Yeah. Let's jump back to 8 for Pierce in her second.
That's going to be close to the hazard. And unfortunately, she's in it. That'll be about 25 feet inside the circle with the extra stroke.
Scoggins, after fighting the water on her second on hole 9, throws 4 and will have a pretty long putt at 5. Not too bad. Got pin high at least. Hansen, her second. As our man Nate Perkins looks on.
That's a lot of open space on the right side of the green. She'll be inside the circle for birdie. There is a green right behind that one, so it's a very dangerous approach.
It's a bogey putt for Scoggins. Hey.
Gets it in, but 9 claims another victim.
Yeah.
A lot of trouble, either off the tee or on that pond.
Back to 8 for Walker in her second.
Get to see the sidearm with that airspace on the left, but she turns it over. That's going for the hazard.
Maybe wide enough it'll miss it. Or short
It's
enough.
safe.
Yeah.
All right.
Sten. For bogey. What an approach to get to here, Sarah.
Absolutely. And to keep her head calm after missing that first shot, even though she threw a really good shot, it was just faded right out. Great recovery.
And 8 again for Gannon, throwing 2.
Needs this to kind of bump and run on that mound. That's great.
Hanley now on the tee of 15. They love her sidearm here. There is OB left though.
She's got to push this a little flatter than she likes. And there's a ceiling. Ooh.
Bad miss. Friendly tree
Yep.
maybe?
She turns it over. That might be out of bounds. That left side comes up quick.
I think it stayed in though. We'll see. Jumping back to hole 10 and Scoggins.
Looking for a flex. Ooh, that came out nice.
Sure did.
Just in the short side of that tree. She'll be just outside the circle with a death putt.
Yeah.
Let's go.
No other woman I'd rather have putt that though than on Scoggins.
Let's see how Walker's doing from circle 2. Good effort. Always want to hit that metal, especially on all of these mounded greens.
Pierce in the hazard, putting for par. Not off by much, but
She found her putt from circle 2 and still kind of dialing that in from circle 1, the edge. Those are probably the hardest putts where you can't jump, but you're also at the farthest point of the circle.
also sometimes that sand footing can
True story.
be a little slippy. Hansen, it's a birdie putt.
Makes no connection there. Leaves it pretty close, though. Should be an easy comebacker.
Missy Gannon. A birdie look.
Count it.
Grabs a stroke on the card. A nice birdie. Hanley, a tricky approach for her second. She has some work left to do on the. Oh, maybe not. That's scooted.
Yeah, that's some short grass, just enough power.
I thought it was an exciting putt, but we'll show you that putt on the other side. Back in a bit.
With this collaboration with Discraft and Grip, the goal is to make the best bag in disc golf on and off the course. This bag is designed beyond the course. This is made for the travel. This is made for the tour. It's really made for the athlete of the sport. So many new changes that I can't wait to show off and others see and use and utilize. I believe disc golfers will love this new bag.
Your rating is one of the most valuable things you get with a membership. This gives you accurate numbers to track how well you've been doing and your overall improvement in the game. You also get a member number when you register with the PDGA. Your PDGA number is a stamp for when you got involved in the sport. It's a badge of pride for players and a part of your disc golf identity. Get your number today. Visit pdga.com/join.
I'm beyond excited to introduce my first disc with MVP, the Prism Proton Envy, also known as Rebirth. The stamp is really special. It's an eagle rising from the flames. It's a disc that I feel like is so versatile, whether it be an approach putter or a throwing putter that can be almost classified as a mid-range. I absolutely love the fact that my name's on it and I'm gonna be able to throw it. It's an incredible disc.
Hope you're enjoying the coverage of the OTB Open. All tournament long, use promo code OTB2024 and get 15% off at PowerGripUSA.com.
This is the game changer. Step onto the course with the Pure Premium Disc Golf Bag, adding a touch of glamorous flair to your play. Use the code DGPT at PureDisc.net for the best price. Upgrade your game. Upgrade your look.
Welcome back to the action at the OTB Open, presented by MVP Disc Sports. Hanley for par.
Oh, what a bummer. She worked so hard to get that back in the circle.
The solo lead back for Murch and Scoggins, a death putt on hole 10. You got to lay this up, Sarah.
Yeah, I mean, unless you want to lose your putter in the water, or you just make it.
Come on, Owen Scoggins.
There's no way that stays unless it hits like front cage.
Who does that?
I mean, you know, she just got a bogey. So
Yeah, I
she's
guess
like,
so.
all right, we got to do something here.
Let's take one more look at this from Scoggins.
This is how you get a birdie on a hole that's too far.
Yeah.
Just get those C2s in there, man.
She is such a baller.
It is great to see somebody of her distance score well on a course that's really meant for distance.
We're jumping back to 9, the tee with Gannon.
This looks good. Coming into that central alley. Give her a look to go for the pin on the second.
Hansen.
Ella's going big.
This is
She's trying to get in the
huge.
front of these huge trees.
People lay up to there, Sarah.
Yeah, I mean, almost.
Not quite, but.
Wow. She does look like she might be pinched by that tree, though.
Yeah, I hope that's not in her swing. Walker had her first miss.
That's a little wide.
Almost back. Will this scoot in? Perk, we can't see that Walker disc. Can you fill us in? Did it get back in bounds?
I hear clapping.
Oh, she hit a soft bit of dirt. Didn't look like it had enough, and it just barely curled in, guys. She's safe.
Fantastic news for Walker as Pierce throws. This should be safe.
Yeah, right out there by Missy.
Middle fairway for Pierce.
This one playing as the second hardest hole so far.
Is it really? We are live with Hanley now, again, one off the lead of Murch. 3 holes left to grab a stroke.
Sidearm's going to open up that second shot to the green where she can throw more of a hyzer with a backhand in. But this is really choose your own adventure on this one.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Looking at the green of 9. A feature card about that. There lies. Yes, they are. Gannon throwing 2. Going for the water carry. Does it have it? Nice.
It's good. She'll have a long look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Walker barely inbounds. Grabs her meter in.
We'll see if she wants to try to go for this one. With the sidearm is possible. She is far enough up there. But she's got to navigate these trees. She needs big fade at the end of the sidearm. And she also may just lay up.
I was gonna say, what would you caddy to her to right here, Sarah?
I would lay up, but she looks like she's going for a backhand turnover. That looks pretty good.
It does.
Yeah, edge of the circle. Wow, Madison. Totally blind shot, full turn. That's great. The layup is blind, so it's so hard to see how far to throw it, and the slope is going to the water. And you're giving up on the birdie at that point for sure. And you're also bringing bogey into play. Getting up and down from 220 is not always automatic.
Pierce looking for an up and down birdie.
That flipped up really nice.
That was gorgeous. Paige
yes.
Pierce.
Hello.
Get parked in the bullseye. Drop in birdie coming for Paige. That will get her to 2 under on the day through the front 9. That'll be 4 birdies balanced out by 2 bogeys. One more look at this approach. That flip up to flat, Sarah.
It is so beautiful. It is definitely something she is known for, and I love watching it fly.
Hansen got a left to right.
Overstable sidearm.
And it's pushing it right.
Flashes the basket. That's great. She's so far up there. All the airspace is on that sidearm, and that's, wow, it's great positioning. She did take quite a risk to get there, though. She was pushing that right side.
Oh, yeah. Got Hannah Wynn on the green of 12, right by the water, putting up. I'd imagine this was for birdie. Let's see. It is for birdie, confirmed. This is for a share of 3rd.
Great putt, center cut. Getting to -5 on the day.
Yeah. Tied with Sophia Donachie. There's the scorecard of 1 Hannah Wynn.
Another bogey-free scorecard. I love this.
Yeah.
It's 33 from C2. 33%. Wow.
83% C1X is also very good.
Mm-hmm.
Walker, a birdie putt in circle 2.
Wow. So close. Man, after being out of position and still making it across, That is a really good look. And a par is great here.
Gannon, edge of the circle for her birdie look.
Another miss for Missy.
Ella Hansen lining up a birdie putt.
All that work and in the basket. She's going to get to capitalize. Continues to get more and more under par.
Walker to clean up par. And that gets Gannon 2 under on the day. There is the Pierce birdie after the beautiful approach. I'm sorry, Gannon's up 1 with the par. We'll get there.
Yeah, she had kind of a slow start.
Yeah.
There's opportunities in front of her, though.
Here's more. Here's more ankles.
It's everywhere. Like when you're driving a golf cart, it's like boom, boom, boom. Yeah, it's not a relaxing golf cart. No, it's really not. But it's fun. But it is fun.
Paige trying to make it 4 in a row at the OTB Open.
No.
Scoggins, her second.
Got to sneak it under those branches.
Is that trouble, Sarah? Oh.
It gets through. Wow. That could have gone way different.
Yeah, I thought that was headed for the water. Second for Hanley on 16. This is really wide.
Ooh, that tree gets right in her way. She was going to get up there in circle 1. She'll still have a circle 2 look. It's makeable.
Scoggins. Inbounds and a look at birdie. Thanks to that late tree hit.
Sneaks it in left side. That is enough.
Let's roll back that Zuka reap. That's back-to-back 50-footers for Scoggins.
She has found her C2 fire.
She's such a monster. Gosh. Let's jump back to Hansen. T of 10. Big inside out play.
Not a great tree reaction, but it looks inbounds.
On the walking path.
It almost looked like she's just throwing it into those upper trees.
And letting it filter down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which isn't a bad play.
Pierce. She's got the same angle.
That's a
in
stable
mind.
disc.
Is it? Oh, she's going flex, you think?
Yes.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's gonna work. That'll be good.
Turned it a little too much.
Yeah. A better miss than not enough, though. Let's see what Pierce does from that range. Staring right at the water.
I'm hoping Paige even lays this one up.
Me too. That one looks even scarier. Missy Gannon.
Sets up really well for her preferred shot shape. Gets the skip in. Ooh. That's a potential make.
Yeah. Walker.
That was a little Yankee, but Yankee in the right direction. Likely layup from C2.
Hanley again to grab a share of the lead.
Wow, 50 foot straight uphill to a mound, sneaks it in. That's amazing. That really makes up for the last hole.
And regaining a share of the lead with this huge make from Circle 2. Holland Hanley. Just enough, Sarah.
Gets the little tip off the rim.
Let's go.
Wow. Incredible.
Sten putting for birdie. Green of 11.
And it's good from C2.
Action all over the place at the OTB Open. Taking a peek at the scores there as we take a breather.
Wow, we got so obviously Kat's in the clubhouse. Holland fell back but came back. She got 2 more holes to see if she can take the solo lead.
Yeah.
We got Hannah and Sophia jumping up into that tie for 3rd.
Hansen having a great round, 4 down through 9.
Deanne Carey on the board.
Nice. And speaking of Ella, lays up for par. Smartly, indeed. Walker, I would imagine, will do the same.
Very skilled approach.
I think even Owen might have laid that one up.
Couple decisions here. Nope.
Yep. Yeah, I think it's going to be the young player that runs the putt on this one. It was our Masters age player. Scoggins buried it from 50.
Yeah, well, when you putt like her.
Yeah, right. Missy Gannon to grab a stroke on the card. Channeling hole 16 from the DDO playoff last week.
Oh, that's 2 in a row. Thankfully, she caught enough change to keep her dry.
Yeah. It's like pars around for the gang. And you won't miss a thing. A quick break on the network.
I think this golfing can improve our community in many ways. It brings people together.
That maybe some of these kids who feel a little bit lost could find something like disc golf, find friends, find people to come together and play the sport.
Encouraging people to work together, kids to know one another, love one another.
A way for these kids to have a really fun thing to do together.
I think that's what we need in the world, love one another and do life together.
Introducing Fractal Line Discs from Prodigy. Fractal is the new visual treatment joining spectrum, glimmer, and glow, flashing colors in a complex motif. It's calming, chaotic, and completely one of a kind. Learn more at prodigydisc.com.
Welcome back to the OTB Open, and the Macbeth Effect is headed to DGN Pros very soon. It's a behind the scenes of Paul Macbeth's 2023 European Tour. Don't miss it. I was just talking to Joey Tamale about that last night. He's really excited for that one to come out. Presented by our friends at Jomez Pro. You know it'll be awesome. Is that the sign that Brian Earhart hit a while back? I don't know. Ella Hansen, T of 11. Perk, you're on the ground. Is that the OTB sign with Brian Earhart's signature on it right there as Pierce throws?
You got it, Ian. Same exact sign, and Bearhart's signature is still on it to this day.
I love it. I think he's still the only disc hit. I did an inspection of that last night. Gannon will take the left route.
A little bit low, but traverses right between those bushes. Really good line.
There it is. I'm sorry, Brian Earhart. He almost missed it, to his credit. You know, just a couple inches higher. He's good. Love that. Awesome work by our camera folks out there, killing it. This is this is a long walk of a course, by the way, Sarah. I wanted to give our flowers to our camera operators this weekend. They are hustling and walking a long way. Walker.
Really good turn. I love it. Finds the grass. A lot of the meat of this hole is on this second shot. Whether you can get under those tree branches as you get closer to the green. Paige may be able to go over the water on the right side.
Okay. Jumping ahead to 17. Holland Hanley on the box. Hanley trying to close down the round. Grab a stroke or two lead over Murch.
Using that airspace on the left. She's in good position on the front side of those major trees.
Nice. And as we come down the stretch, let's check out Sarah's keys for closing, brought to you by our friends at blackinkdisc.com, premium disc golf store.
Yeah, number one, be conservative aggression. If you're in position, you got to go for these. We need the birdies. But if you're out of position, you got to play conservative. Play like off to the left 17, left side. You may not want to go for that pin. Number two, know the situation. You got to know where you're at. I mean, is it casual Friday or is it Sunday run day? And then stay focused. It is not time for lunch yet. Stay on focus on those putts. These last 4 holes are treacherous. So losing focus is going to rack up the bogeys on the end.
Paige Pierce on your screen. Attacking the green with her second on a big hyzer, as Sarah called out.
Oh yeah, this is the open airspace and she did it perfect. She comes in a little bit early. Those tree branches are going to pop her right into the water.
Scoggins for birdie.
Dialed.
After 2 50-footers, makes one half that with no problem. Back to Walker on 11. Her second. What would you do here, Sarah?
I think it's the left sidearm like she's lining up. It's got to be low enough to go under those branches, but high enough to get to the pin.
Very conservative. Or just maybe a miss?
She throws it low, but in doing so probably turns it over a little bit. Doesn't get the fade. She'll be pitching up for her par.
Gannon. Inside outline a little low.
Also struggling with that height. Again, with her shot, you know, it's just you can't put it too high on that turnover.
I like the angle.
And she did put it too low, and that's the miss.
Yeah.
If she would just bust out the sidearm.
Speaking of, Hansen.
There it is.
We'll go to it and attack. This needs to calm down.
Oh, sit. All right, bullseye. There's 20 feet there.
Yeah.
It does slope, but.
From one best friend to another, Hansen to Hanley. Her second on 17 to the Peninsula Green.
That's very wide.
She is playing this for par, maybe even.
I think that might have been a miss.
Okay. You're right, it is pin high. Yeah.
I guess we'll have to ask her.
Yeah, I wonder, huh?
I do wonder this.
Walker, her third. After the errant second, that gets her back on track for par. Gannon has a long look at birdie.
Mostly just pitching up. They did actually move the pin on this one. It is shorter by probably 60 feet.
Nice.
It used to be on the farther peninsula. I know. Yeah, this is a short putts here. Finishing off.
It's a birdie look for Ella Hansen to get to 5 under on the day. That's just 3 off the lead. A little less than half to go for Ella. Gannon looking at par.
Still kind of struggling to get things going.
She is, isn't she? Yeah, just 1 under on the day. Pierce will move to 3, though. After the Walker par. Nice birdie, Paige. She's happy with that birdie. Owen Scoggins, we're on the tee at 13. She is tied with Sophia Donachie. Swinging this one back in.
Great flex. That big tree might be in her way. Let's see if she can stretch around it.
And we've got the Canadian Sophia Donachie. What do you know about her, Sarah? Have you played with her?
Yeah, I have played with her, and we've stayed together a couple of times.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, she's hails from Canada. She's a runner, very strong woman. Throws a country mile.
No kidding.
Also made a really good run at the Las Vegas Challenge last weekend.
That
she was
makes sense.
leading. She's got tons of distance. Really nice lady.
Awesome. Well, hopefully we'll get a look at her. If I'm sure we'll check in with her tomorrow at some point.
Absolutely.
Yeah, she'll be on your chase card and maybe even your lead card, depending how this latter half of the round shakes out. And we are flying over to Party Islands. Little family picnic going on right there. Live with Hanley on 17. It's a birdie putt, but I'm sure she's laying this up.
That was a strong layup, but is not going to cost her. Bad ricochets off those wheels on the ground sometimes.
Oh,
that's a little dangerous.
That is. Yeah, look at the backside of that green that Hanley was just putting towards.
Yikes.
Yeah.
These are the things nightmares are made of.
Katrina Allen got to live this nightmare last year. That was tough to watch, Sarah. And look at all the stuff you can watch from Party Islands.
Yeah, tee of 12 over there.
Yeah. Hansen. 5 down through 11. This is.
She doesn't need to get distance on this at all, but she does. That is really far, making short work for the next shot. It's a pretty standard shot here. People can kind of do whatever they feel most comfortable. Only need to throw it 250, 280 to get in position.
Nice shot by Pierce as well. Gannon.
Nice turn, a little low once again. Kind of seen that out of her a little bit today. But it's enough.
One of the 2 hot geese, Madison Walker, teeing on 12. Oh, overturned. That's going to be a long approach, Sarah.
It'll be about 300 feet
Ooh.
from that tree branch.
What do you do from there? Ooh, that's scary.
The layup is very short, though. She only has like 80 to 100 feet on a layup, so it's almost a jump putt to the edge if she decides not to go for it.
Scoggins on 13 for birdie.
Wow, those tree trunks are huge. She had to do a full stretch, and look at this run she is on.
Yeah.
That one little blemish on 9, but really good otherwise. Moving her way up.
The scores are stacking up as well. Looks like Hannah also got to 6. She sneak a birdie in. Oh yeah, Hannah got one on 14. As well as that birdie we saw her get on 12. Scoggins, tee of 14.
Sets up really well for her heavy fade on the sidearm. Oh, catches the blocker tree. She'll be circle 2 from there, though, which today might mean it's still a birdie.
Facts, Sarah. Walker does lay up.
Okay, now she's got to play perfect to save this par.
Yeah, that felt smart, though, honestly. That's a scary green from 300 feet.
Truth.
I just got a note from one Brian Earhart. He would like us to know he still saved his par after hitting the sign.
Oh.
That's impressive. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, Brian is no slouch.
He is. He's a world-class disc golfer. Missy Gannon, her second on 12.
A little bit of extra carry here, probably 280 to the pin. Sticks the landing.
Perk, how is the wind here for this water carry shot? It looks like Paige Pierce will set up her.
Yeah, relatively calm right now, Ian. It's a bit of a tail left to right. And the OB line has moved just a little bit further off of the water this year, making it feel a little nervy. And Ella's actually opting to use the wind here. Gonna hang this forehand out wide. She's committed to the width. Good height. And skips it just in front of the pin. Scoots a little long. 20 feet coming back.
Man, Ella has looked really good today, Nate. Talk about that.
Yeah, she looks clean. Paige, oh, just enough with the fierce to climb up and over the OB.
Thank you, Perk. Pierce.
I love to see the two different kinds of approaches. Ella with the big fade, Paige with the flip-up straight shot. Showing so many different varieties of skill sets.
Walker with her third, looking for the up and down. This is shaping.
Yeah, that's great. Puts it nice and close. Hopefully she can tap in that par and erase any early issues.
Yeah. Holland on the tee of 18. One last hole to grab a stroke on your leader cap merch.
Let me have my moment.
Looking for that clubhouse lead is Hanley. Demanding tee shot. She throw something slow enough.
Fades a little towards the OB, but it's going to be inbounds.
Oh, there it is.
She'll still have a couple trees to traverse on the early part of her line.
Not quite the merch drive we saw
Not
earlier.
quite as far, I don't think.
Okay. Scoggins, a long look for birdie. Can she do it again? Oh my gosh.
Wow. She thought she had it. I thought she had it.
And
there's like trees in the way,
Yeah.
in the line. I don't even know what's going on there.
That is funny.
This
There.
tiny little green on the other side of this pond.
Yep, it's got that's duckweed down there. The brown.
I like the angle that Ella and Missy are putting from. It feels like it's less deathy
Yeah.
from that left side.
Cannon first. Birdie look.
Center chains, good height. Pretty standard for Missy Gannon.
Ella Hansen to match that birdie. And to get within 2 of the lead.
Continues her great putting streak.
What an improvement from when she first popped on the scene, Sarah. Remember that?
Oh, sure. Well, I mean, she was such a good Frisbee thrower, just didn't know quite disc golf yet.
Yeah.
So it's been great to see her develop those specific skills.
Walker to clean up the par after the errant drive.
Oh.
No, did that get wet? Perk, are you able to see that disc for Walker?
Bummer. It's one of those you just look at your hand like, are you still attached to me? Whose hand did that?
Quickly goes from par to double thanks to that
Compounding.
OB stroke.
Compounding that mistake.
Dang. Had been playing so well today too.
But just one hole.
It is just one hole, but that will drop her back to just 1 under on the day now.
Paige with that beautiful approach. Picks up the birdie.
Thank you.
And as they head to 13, we're going to sneak in a break on the network. We'll be back with some drives in just a few.
My name is Garrett Gerthy, and I'm the founder of Double G Craft Jerky.
I love the fact that it's resealable. I can just get a little bit, keep my energy levels up, but not eat like a half of a meal in the middle of my round.
My favorite bag is the smashed cracked pepper. That's my perfect salty snack.
This is my go-to, the Sexton Sweet and Spicy. If this bag gets open, there's no need for the seal, because I'm going to eat it all.
That was Owen Scoggins with her second on 15. She'll have that left for par. And Hanley, second on 18 after being barely inbounds off the tee. Takes advantage though, Sarah.
Puts it really close. That's looking like a birdie. That might be for the solo lead.
It is indeed. Back to Pierce on 13. Out early?
Yeah, needed more turn, more of a right sideline. She missed the same way a couple of times today.
Missy Gannon.
This shapes up perfectly for Missy.
Booms it long.
Yeah, and I think she's got an open look. Those trees are huge. The trunks on them are very hard to get around if you're in just the wrong spot.
Let's check out the bounce back for Madison after the unfortunate double on 12.
Overturns it. It'll be a long look. Lunchtime?
Yeah.
Get those snacks in?
Yeah. Weiss for birdie on 15.
Looking at a floaty run. It goes in!
I
Left
love
side,
that.
Annie. Hey-oh.
That wee spin, I love it. You know, it's not going to go anywhere if he misses.
Totally.
It's right there. So cool. That's like the Annie version of her man's putt.
Yes.
You know?
Oh, my gosh. You're like, are you left-handed?
Yeah.
No.
No. Pierce, her second after the errant drive. Ooh, that's not good either.
Yeah, but another kind of not turning it as much as she's expecting to.
Hansen has a long look at 2. That's a layup for 3. Don't mind that, Sarah.
These two are it's fine if you don't get the birdies. Definitely don't want to bogey them. 13 and 14.
Walker, edge of circle 2/fairway for birdie.
That was a little bit fluffy, pretty high, and it kind of cost her. I'd like to see her put that on the ground rather than trying to make it from that far.
Scoggins, that is a par after the nice approach. Just that one blemish so far.
15 is really biting people off the tee. We haven't seen a lot of people get close to it.
It's a very demanding and a very specific tee shot. Gannon coming back for birdie after the long drive.
Another right miss. A little bit of a roller coaster for Missy today.
Yeah.
Paige with a lot of work for this par.
Covers up 2 mistakes with a great putt, Sarah.
Absolutely.
Total redemption putt. Got some amazing trees on this property, Sarah. Look at this green, you know?
So pretty. So many different kinds of oaks and birch trees, box elders, willows.
Nate, what's it like soaking in all these gorgeous trees on the ground, my man?
Yeah, I totally agree. The oak trees kind of make the property, and then they've actually planted some coastal redwoods out here, and it's pretty far inland for them, so they have to give them a lot of water, but everyone loves seeing a little baby redwood out here.
That's super cool, Nate. Love that tip. This is a Hansen par. We are on to the next. Hansen still cooking. 2 or 3 off the lead, depending on this putt for Hanley. I'm going to call it 3. Holland's not missing this one.
Right, Hanley had 8 holes to get the lead, and it is on the final that she takes it solo.
This back 9 playing a little tough, Sarah, huh?
It is. It's taking strokes, and these back 4, we're surprisingly seeing less birdies on 13 and 14 than I would expect, at least maybe today. Solo lead.
At the top, Holland Hanley still looking for that first Elite Series win.
Big jam up on tie for 3rd.
Oh, wow.
Still got Hannah and Sophia hanging on. Ella and Owen have a few more holes to try to get that a little lower.
Paige Pierce keeping herself in the mix, in part thanks to that nice par putt on 13.
I think if you come out with at least a handful here, I think you still got a chance to win this.
Yeah, I'm with you. Wynn has a par putt on 16. Needs this to hold on to her share of 3rd.
And it's in. Fantastic.
Clean living from Hannah Wynn. 0 bogeys.
And really a tester putt from the bottom of that mound.
0 OB strokes for Hannah today as well. Hansen.
Big distance on that sidearm. Needs to fight through those trees. Catches the edge of them.
Is it a circle 2 putt?
It looks like it.
Okay.
So many options on this particular tee shot. I'm assuming Paige is going to take the big hyzer. It's going to skip. There are more trees on this route, but if you're a righty backhand and you don't want to throw the sidearm, you can still get there.
Okay.
Paige at the edge of the circle there.
So, I mean, you look at all the scores. You look at everyone's doing a lot of work on the front 9, and then you look at Maria Oliva.
Doing her work on the back.
She's lighting up the back right now. As
She
Gannon.
marches to a different drummer sometimes.
She does.
And that's a good thing.
Oh, Gannon with a look as well. Nice. Madison Walker.
She's going to throw the flex to get that extra distance, bringing into play some of these other trees, but this might have been the play for everyone because that's a bullseye.
Love that.
Risk reward, and she found it.
That'll help get Madison back on track. That should get her back to 2 under on the day. More look at this Walker drive.
Sneaks around that root.
Perfect skip. And that's a live look down from your Flight Factory drone. Take your feature card. Make sure you guys head over to flightfactorydisc.com if you want to pick up some swag. I know they are the home of Madison Walker gear. If you'd like to support her. Holland Hanley, I believe, is also on there. There is that QR code. The drone giving you a great perspective on how Leonard uses all these golf fairways and off fairway areas. Scoggins, tee up 16.
Needs to clear this green. And it's close. She does it just on that left side. Right side of the green, excuse me. Hannah up next on 16, 17. Comes up a little short. That'll be a decision to be made.
And we are back with Ella Hansen, circle 2 for birdie on hole 14.
Little wide, but easy cleanup. Again, these two in a row they're gettable, but if you don't get them, it's fine as long as you're not bogeying.
Paige Pierce to get to 5 on the day.
She needed that one. There it is. She needed this one. She needs a couple more, at least one more going in, or a clean finish.
Have we seen a round 1 from Paige this good yet on the year? Is she back, Sarah?
I hope so.
Me too.
The sport is better when she's in it.
Accurate. Gannon to match that birdie.
There it is. Recovering from a miss, back to the make. Heading into those final 4 difficult holes, that's going to be helpful. Having a little confidence in that putt. We've got mounds and water ahead of us.
That is correct. Hansen, a little bit of work left on the par.
That'll do.
And Walker. A great drive. Back to 2 under on the day she goes. Still in the mix.
Once again, just lacing the shot that needs to be made for the distance that she throws.
Just crazy impressed with her throwing today. Crazy impressed with the whole day from Paige Pierce. Could she finally have found the form we've been looking for all year? The caddy thinks so. Let's go.
Never stop believing.
She is great in California.
Weird. Is it weird? I don't know. That's good.
Normal.
California Conquest. FPO players with the most elite and major wins. You're on our list, Sarah.
Snuck onto the bottom.
All world champions. Kind of interesting, huh?
Yeah, California doesn't give it up easy.
Yeah. Where'd you get your wins, by the way?
Masters Cup.
Oh, okay, awesome.
San Francisco Open.
Ooh.
And King of the Lake, my first national tour win in Tahoe.
That's a grueling tournament too, isn't it? Like,
it's so much fun up there.
It's like 5 courses or something like that, or?
I don't think it was the year I played it.
Okay. That's a hike at elevation.
Yeah, Zephyr Cove, you gotta love that place.
Yeah, oh man, what a
check it
view
out
there.
if you can.
Yeah, if you guys have never experienced Tahoe disc golf, go check it out. Paige Pierce, TF15.
Really technical backhand. That height just gets her. It's hard to get that turn. I'd like to see a lot of sidearms here. And not just because I like sidearms.
It's the shot, right?
It really is.
It is.
And these backhands are going to be forcing a really, really difficult shot.
Yeah. Gannon, can she find the line?
This is great. It's a really tight line.
Oh my.
And she parks it.
Missy Gannon getting going late. Better late than never, though. That will kick Gannon to 4 under on the day all of a sudden.
I could see her making a run at these very difficult holes here on the end.
That makes a lot of sense. Walker. A different line than Gannon.
Weaving her way through.
Did that stay clean?
I think so. I mean, what trees?
Wow.
It looks like she's front side with a 50-footer or something. Maybe shorter.
Perk, we're looking at the Ellie Hansen tee shot. Did you see the finish there for Walker? How close did she get?
Ooh.
Yeah, Madison actually hit that last big oak, and a beautiful shape here from Ella. I have to agree with Sarah. I feel like the backhand is just so much more technical than the flex forehand here.
Only showing you that right there. What a drive from Hansen. Thank you, Nate. .16 with Scoggins, her second. Going to the far side of the pond.
Just enough. And moves up the mound. We'll have a look for birdie.
Scoggins range. And win her second on 17. What are you doing here, Sarah? This seems like layup, right?
I think you're laying up to the left side.
Okay. Kind of pin high left if you can get there?
Yep.
Okay. Just what the doctor ordered, Sarah?
She's, oh, that wind is pushing it over, but she's still safe.
Okay. Looks like she's happy about the result of that shot. Jumping back to 15 for Pierce, and her second goes to the turnover with the putter. It's lovely.
Seems to be correcting that turnover line a little bit.
Oh, you're right, huh? Walker. So that tree did stop her progress, but we'll have that left for par.
I ain't running that. I ain't crazy.
Those drives from Gannon and Hansen. We saw the perfect backhand. We saw the perfect forehand.
Exactly. Yeah, those are, if you're wondering how to play the hole,
Yeah.
just rewind.
Yep. Is Madison offering snacks?
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah. Hansen for birdie. And to get within 2 of the lead.
Excellent. Continuing to work her way under par.
She's been great in the circle today, too.
Yeah, just the one blemish on not even in her putting necessarily, but.
Gannon with the bullseye hit off the tee will drop in the birdie.
Continue to push her way up the leaderboard. She's got a couple more to grab a share of maybe third. I think Missy could get up there.
Lorenzen has a birdie putt on 16.
Backside rollaway potential. No problem. Her putt is so effortless, it really doesn't even look like, you know, she's got great spin.
Can Scoggins match that putt? You'll find out on the other side. We'll catch you there.
So you want to throw further. Okay, here's the plan. Step 1, join the Power Disc Golf Academy. Step 2, watch Holland Hanley's lessons on how to properly select discs that are appropriate for your skill level. Step 3, watch Paul Ulibarri's X-Step lessons to help you build a solid foundation for generating power. Step 4, watch Simon Lazat's lessons on upper body mechanics to make sure you're giving the disc the best opportunity for distance. Step 5, watch Ezra Aderhold's max distance lessons to build your most powerful swing. Step 6, use our fieldwork drills to dial it all in. And the last step, go out and crush your personal best distance record. Ready? Go.
OTB and MVP have curated another release of discs exclusively for the OTB Open. Here's phase 2 with a second release of the Trance, this time in Prism Neutron. Scan the QR code now and check out the full lineup at OTB Discs or a retailer near you.
Can Scoggins match the putt of Lorenzen?
Oh. Wow. That went pretty far away. We shall see if she can make that comebacker.
Yeah, win for par on 17. The approach was a little short with her third, but covers it up nicely. And look at that card.
Remaining bogey free. Clean golf.
She's such a fun story, Sarah.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, really. She's such a hard worker, grinder.
She was, you know, DFL for a while,
Yep.
right? You know, that's to work through that is you got to have a strong mental game. Gannon on 16.
Very nice flex.
Hansen.
A little bit low. The green is right on that area, but she throws it way past the green. Low and inside, but she's still all right. She's got a big hyzer in to the pin. She may be blind, trying to look at the basket from there.
But great distance, no?
I mean, there is that.
Yeah. I think she finally got a green flag right there.
Yeah.
That took a minute. Paige Pierce.
She's going big up that right side, trying to make that second shot much shorter. I like it.
Fairway safe for Pierce as Walker steps up. Just another great looking spin from Madison.
Just beyond the green, that's a great spot too. It's all in the second shot, really. Approaching this mound. So this first shot is a blind landing zone, kind of going over his OB sidewalk. That doesn't really come into play. But then there is this OB green on this left side. You can really try to land wherever you want as long as you're beyond the green or just to the right of it. If you can get the disc all the way to about here, it's going to really open up that shot, especially if you're throwing a lefty line. Really open to a backhand hyzer. The choice to go over the water, most people are going to go over on their second, but if you hyzer in, you're likely going to hit these trees on the right. It's going to drop you down at the edge of the mound. So if you can get far enough right, you can throw a straight shot up this mound, and that's how you park it. But you'll likely have a putt to try to get this birdie. There is also OB on the right side, OB green, and then obviously the water everywhere.
Second shot for Gannon.
Challenging that tree. Just sneaks inside the edge of the circle with that bottom of the mound putt we saw Lucky make just a little bit ago.
Paige Pierce lines up her second as we look down from the Flight Factory drone.
low though. Go, girl. Go, 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 go.
Woo!
Paige gave a speech to that disc. She wasn't just talking to it.
Yeah, it worked.
It did.
Yeah, throwing low all day under branches, and then you have to throw over water.
Great point. We're looking over at Madison Walker.
Yeah, Madison should actually be to their other side.
Huh. Okay.
Must be something
Oh, yeah,
going
you're
on.
right. Yeah, that's right.
Maybe there's a fox over there.
Oh, yeah. I saw one yesterday on my drive around the course. They're not skittish.
No, they're used to the people.
Yeah. Madison's shot shaping up beautifully again,
This
Sarah.
looks great.
Yeah. Into the circle for a birdie look. Nate, looking at Madison Walker today, and she has just been so impressive with her throwing today, man. Talk about that from the ground.
Yeah, that little Annie to flat release has been money for her, and really it's not the throwing that has caused her struggles this year. It's the putting, the spin putt from that 20 to 25 foot range has really been the death of her, but good to see the MVP plastic flying well out here at OTB.
That it is. Thank you, Perk. Hansen with a dime.
Yeah, she's so close.
Yeah.
And that was blind.
Oh, you're right, huh? She couldn't see the pin off to that far left side. Scoggins, tee of 17.
Getting that fade
Oh.
in front of those trees. Out into the open. It's a good spot.
Is that far enough to challenge the green?
I think so.
Cool.
Especially if she's going to throw the sidearms. She's going to be over the land the whole time.
Mm-hmm. There's your feature card, making their walk around the water. Back on 16. Sunbrella, never a bad placer.
No, that's the watermelon Axiom umbrellas, in
Oh, is
fact.
it? Oh, those are like those are some premium umbrellas.
Yes, a lot of fun.
Yeah. Win on our finishing hole 18.
Too much turn, but catches the tree and puts her into a better position. It'll be tough to go to the green, for the green from there.
Yeah, that was a nice little chef's kiss. That was headed for that.
The death zone of bushes on the
Yeah,
right.
They're so thick over there.
Leaves you pinched.
Hanley still holding on to that one-stroke lead. It looks like it might hold, Sarah. I don't see it. Maybe Hansen.
Yeah,
Hansen. Yeah.
Yeah, she could get there. But these last 3 holes have really challenged people's skill set.
Yeah.
Which is always a fun finish.
And you're defending and 3-time champion Paige Pierce lurking in 6. What a great day 1 for her. Love to see that. A long birdie putt now, though.
She looks like she's trying to make this.
Mm-hmm.
Good height. I like the effort.
You shouldn't get crazy on the pace either. You know, give it a little.
I've noticed that about her putt more recently, that it actually has a better pace from all distances.
She used to have a lot of long comebackers. Missy Gannon, a long look at birdie.
And it's in with the little body English.
Gannon, birdies on 4 of the last 5.
She's turning it on at the end.
Yes, she is. Ooh, that's Tom approved. Missy's husband, Tom 7. Walker for birdie.
Little tickle. Should stay close.
Yeah, I can't imagine that move too far. Ella Hansen, what an approach from this woman. To move within 1 of the lead and grab a share of 2nd. Ella Hansen. She's been an OTB monster, Sarah, over the years.
She has shown that she can do this.
Yeah.
We'll see if she can put it all together this weekend.
Yes.
Looking strong.
So good in the circle today.
Yeah.
As they make way to 16, we're going to sneak in a break, but you won't miss a thing.
You Play Disc Golf is your passport to teaching and learning the game. Our mission? To teach disc golf and make it accessible to everyone worldwide. From Alaska to Africa, Guatemala to Canada, and beyond, You Play Disc Golf has spread its wings teaching the love of the game across the globe. Get involved in our movement to make disc golf a universal joy. Explore youplaydiscgolf.org and join us in helping people find flight.
Hello, we're Kenna. We're a Dutch growing company. We love plants and we want to tell you some cool things about them. Just like humans, plants can communicate. They can sense when another plant is close. Plants look out for each other too. They warn neighbors about nearby threats by secreting substances. And studies have shown that plants love a good tune. We love and understand plants. Let our passion excite you too.
I'm David Wiggins, and in 2016, I set the disc golf world distance record with a throw of 1,108 feet. Whether I'm out in the field measuring a max distance throw, or on the course checking the elevation change for an upshot, I rely on the Eagle Secret 360 to give me accurate distances. It's the only rangefinder on the market that measures in feet, yards, and meters. It's USB-C rechargeable and features a lithium-ion battery. Visit EagleSecret360.com to get yours today.
Brought back by popular demand. Z-Lite plastic from Discraft. Disc that you already know and love, now available in lighter weights. Z-Lite, more distance with less effort.
Introducing Fractal Line Discs from Prodigy. Fractal is the new visual treatment joining spectrum, glimmer, and glow as an additional aesthetic variation. Fractal Line Discs utilize a new proprietary processing technique, splashing colors in a complex motif that can trick the eye into seeing patterns while each element remains distinctive and abstract. It's calming, chaotic, and completely one of a kind. Learn more at prodigydisc.com.
Simon in for the birdie. He's just been making these like it's nothing. It's just no problem. That putt has looked so good this week. Another nice birdie for Simon.
Oh my
Come on, dude.
Yeah, I mean, that's a perfect putt.
2024 FPO champion, Simon Lazat!
Scoggins with a birdie look on 17. You saw the approach in the picture-in-picture. It was great, Sarah.
Yeah. Knows her disc really well. Didn't go directly at the pin, but leaves herself the putt.
To get within 2 of the lead.
There it is.
Owen Scoggins does not care about death putts, Sarah. Just
What's a death putt?
I know. When they all go in, none of them are death putts, I guess. Win. Throwing 3 on the finishing 18th.
Swings it wide into the bullseye from about 250. That's a great cleanup to save her par.
It is. Great round from Wynn. Kept it clean the entire day. Back to 17 for Gannon. Off the tee.
Needed a little more turn, but she's out in the open. I'm not sure if she's going to want to go for the pin from there.
Yeah, especially not with a forehand, or not having a forehand, right?
She'll have to go early out of bounds.
Hansen.
Rises out of her hand, but that's a good position.
At Pierce next.
Goes pretty aggressive on the tee shot. It's good distance. We'll see if that tree is in her way. The branches may hang down.
Walker.
Yep, similar position. I kind of like they're going to be running on a slope on this next shot.
Oh.
So it's kind of nice if they can get it all the way back to the right, because you can actually get some flat ground to throw such a technical shot.
Hannah Wynn to get off the course clean. That is 6 birdies, 0 bogeys for Hannah Wynn.
What a save on one of the hardest holes.
In solo 5th, 1 ahead of Pierce and Gannon. A fantastic day for Hannah Wynn. Yeah, she had a great Adamtus Open. Nice to see her keep it rolling here.
Yeah, she's really finding her stride here in the middle of the season. 40% C2, so she snagged another one.
Wow.
I mean, 88% from C1X. That's top of the field there.
Hannah should be lurking on your chase card tomorrow, unless something dramatic happens. Gannon and her second. You got a distance guess on this shot, Sarah?
We're probably looking at 320.
Okay, so reachable.
Yeah, puts it up high, gets it over to the left side.
Gannon playing that nice and smart.
Yeah, that's why I threw it high. Yeah.
They're having a great time out there today. What's the wind like for this approach here on 17, Perk?
It's kind of the most wind we've felt all day. It's a head of right to left, maybe a little bit more from the right side. Ella has just enough room for the forehand here.
The Hansen second is away. Someone on circle too, Sarah?
Yeah, that looked cooked. Was it deep?
Yeah. We'll see what she does from there. I'd imagine a layup, you think? Or we'll see, we'll see.
She needs to get, I mean, she could get another one here. She could get 2 more.
Mm-hmm.
She looks like she's in a good mood, dancing on the fairway.
Madison Walker's second.
These low-hanging branches are kind of in their way. We'll see how they navigate through them. To go over the water a little early. Oh, wow. That is great. That's the kind of putt you want on this peninsula.
She has been just hyper accurate today with throws. It's been really fun. And it's just the scariest green we have out here.
Yeah, almost 80% over water.
Gosh, into the bullseye. Paige Pierce would love to hop on those vapor trails laid by Walker.
He's going to combat this crosswind. He's going to push her over, but is he going to push her enough? Oh, just short. That's going to be an early out of bounds.
Perk, we're hearing there might have been maybe a little ankle issue for Pierce. Did you see anything on the ground?
You know, she seems to be walking fine right there. And actually, I loved that release, the difference. Madison got that little bit of lift with the faster disc, and Paige was more pure hyzer and honestly thought she threw it to perfection and just didn't get any help from the wind. And it's going to cost her at least 2 right here.
That it will, Nate. Thank you. So Paige will throw 4 and just try to scramble up a bogey. She was in chase cart position. This will likely drop her out or close to it. Gosh,
Very nice running chains.
Almost grabbed a par in dramatic fashion. Do you like the straight shot there, Sarah? Would you prefer, a hyzer approach or?
I think play to your strengths. That's the shots that she throws. That's what she practices. I'd like to see. I mean, you can throw the big sweeping fade at the end with something overstable, but if you're not used to throwing that line, then I think throw the shot that you know. Now, what I'd like to see is her overland more on the initial shot rather than going over water immediately. But she was pinched up on that left side, so really didn't have much of a choice.
Yeah.
I think better positioning off the tee shot. Oh, so close.
It was a long look at birdie for Gannon. Water behind.
Oh my goodness, she's good for every other right now. It was a really good line. She thought she made it too. Sometimes you just gotta throw it up there and hope that they stick.
Yep.
That's what she's doing. She keeps doing it.
Yeah. Still very much in this thing at 5 down.
You
just
were
4
right
off
about the
lead.
layup.
Did she? Oh, yeah. Don't mind that. She's playing so well, No
Yeah.
need to add any stress to the situation. And maybe some extra strokes by pressing. There she is. 10 for 11 in circle 1 today is Ella Hansen. Really solid day.
Showing no signs of pressure.
Yeah, true.
We shall see if that changes over the next 2 rounds.
Yeah, that's true. Sundays have seemed to get Hansen.
Well, anybody, really.
Yeah, also true. If you guys are just joining us, Colin Hanley has the end of a hot round at 9 down. Hansen a chance to tie that as she has to 18. Before that, let's check out some highlights from Hanley. Had an incredible start. Hanley started grabbing birdies on the first 4. This is hole 9, though, when we caught up with Holland. This is the middle of a 3 birdie stretch on 8, 9, 10 for Holland. This is her birdie on 13. That was a good putt. And this putt on 16. That was a big one, Sarah.
Snuck it in there. She really dialed by the end. Just a couple blemishes on her scorecard.
And coming in to the final green on 18.
From the farthest you can really go, to even go with this pin, and she's executing.
And made that putt to grab the stroke lead. There it is. At the top of your end of a hot rounds. Scoggins also a chance to get within 1 of the lead.
Yeah, just a handful of strokes in the top 7.
Yeah.
And just 1 stroke separating everybody. Really tight field at the top.
Yeah. And your leader, Holland Hanley, caught up with our very own Brian Earhart in the clubhouse. Take it away, Brian.
Clubhouse, Holland Hanley, 9 under par effort on round number 1. How you feeling about it?
Oh, great. I mean, I was just chilling today. They started us off with like Superstition playing while we were teeing off on hole 1, and I was like feeling that and just kind of try to keep that all day.
They had the Stevie Wonder playing. They had Superstition going when you were teeing off. Are you a superstitious player? Are you a superstitious athlete?
Not superstitious, but I'm a little bit stitious.
Okay, I'll take that. I'll take that.
I mean, some little things. Like I definitely, right now, I think my red shirt is my lucky shirt, so I'm saving that for the last day, and I try to wear black on moving day. Like I got a couple little things I do.
Slightly above average stitious, but let's talk about the round a little bit. How's the course playing when there's not much wind out there? Is it pretty attackable?
Oh, it's very attackable. Yeah, really, it's just a few key spots where you need to really think about it before you get too aggressive. And if you're going to make a mistake, there is definitely a right and a wrong mistake to make. You don't want to end up in the water short or OB early or anything like that. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it.
9 under par, currently the best round of the day, but you had 2 bogeys out there. Talk about the bogeys, and are they mistakes that you feel like you have to make adjustments for?
Not really. The first one was hole 12, I believe. It was that par 4 where you got the pond shot as the second shot. And honestly, out of my hand, I thought it was perfect, and I came up just a couple feet short. So not too worried about that. Might just aim a little bit more to the right so I get kind of that fatter landing zone. And then the second one was just like a little bit of a brain fart. Missed a short putt. I only missed 2 short putts today, so I'm not really too worried about it.
Well, Holland, it was a great start, and under par. We'll see you tomorrow.
Cool.
Thank you, Brian and Holland. I appreciate the dad joke from Holland there. Scoggins on the tee of 18.
The big fade and roll, but keeps her inbounds. It'll be tough to get the birdie from there.
Yeah, well, let's take a look at what Scoggins is dealing with right now.
So this is a technical shot right off the bat. A lot of backhand throwers are going to try to traverse these 2 trees, flexing a little bit to the right and hoping for a fade back to the left. It's really open for the sidearm if you've got it. The landing zone is really just in front of this tree or beyond this tree that opens up the fairway. If you can get beyond that tree, it's like 320, it's better. And then you've got this bottlenecked fairway as you approach the green where it opens up just a little bit more. This one is tough because if you're trying to lay up, if you don't have the distance to get there, that is a smaller amount of space. So if you can get to the bottleneck and open up into the green, past the bottleneck, open up into the green, you're going to have a look at a putt on this elevated pin with just circle 1 on the backside.
Owen and Justin planning her second shot. Waiting for the green to clear, it looks like. Yeah.
So this is like 330. If she comes up short, she will be in the bottleneck area.
Circle 2.
Catches the front side of the bubble. And that's in her range. She's been making them today.
Nate, the pace has been great out there, man. I think this is just our second backup of the day, man. Talk about that.
Yeah, played really smooth out here, and I think with the wind down, scoring was a little easier, and I think the FPO course is just tailored to their division, and it just sets up really well for them.
Yeah, it's been fantastic watch from the booth as well. Sten laying up with her third. She'll grab a 4. Not a bad day for Sten. 2 under. Looks like she'll finish there as well. Tied for 13th. Her first event after the Texas States. Scoggins for birdie on 18.
Not in the cars today.
Nope. She'll move into moving day 2 off the lead. In the mix. Back on the tee, Walker.
Needs that to turn a little more. That's dangerous.
Grab the grass.
It does. Thank you, luscious grass. And Madison's heart attack has dissipated.
Missy Gannon. Slow start for Missy, but she is in the mix right now. 5 down.
Really turned it on here at the end.
Yeah, impressive stuff.
On the most difficult part of the course, which is so her style. Ooh, I like this right side. And in front of the biggest tree, this is prime position.
Let's see if Gannon can get to 6 and move within 3 of the lead. Hansen.
Throwing a slower disc. It was so good until it snuggled up into those roots. That'll really affect her footing. She may not be able to get there from a standstill.
Pierce.
Catches the tree. She'll have to pitch around the corner. Birdie is out of play.
Par on the green for Scoggins is the result. likely on your lead card tomorrow. Paige Pierce has not won since the 2023 OTB Open. Kind of reminds me of, what was it, Heimberg was about a year between wins too. He just got one at the Dynamics of this Open. Maybe it'll be Paige's turn this week.
I could see it.
Yeah.
She's as she continues to gain confidence after her injury.
It's so funny.
I think that, you know, this is the place that she can do it. Once she gets her head together, she's throwing the disc pretty well today.
Does this look about good to y'all here? Because there's no Mando on this one, right? Yeah.
Her second just to the corner for Pierce.
Oh, she gets aggressive, wants to turn the corner. Okay.
A little bit straighter than what I got. Pretty good. Okay. Yeah, the Mando doesn't matter anymore. Oh, just the Mando. That's the only one. Yeah. And
It's a little OTB stamp on that Paige Pierce disc. I hear all the pros are trolling through the OTB warehouse for all the good plastic. They've got a lot of good stuff in there.
They have some great stuff. And the MVP OTB releases, oh my gosh.
They are amazing. It's been a while since we've seen Paige in the top 10. Let's check out some highlights.
Look at that distance. Pure Heiser gets her all the way to the pin for the initial park job.
What a great putt on 7 this was.
We finally started to see her dropping some about here in the course.
Couple holes to get it dialed in from range, but once she did. Look at her card. It's a good job on 17, limiting the damage to just the single.
No doubt.
Walker, her second.
This is very demanding. She gets it there.
Yeah.
Catches the front side of that left bubble. C2 look for birdie.
Yeah. That would give Walker to 4 under on the day, currently tied for 9th. That would give her a share of 7th. Hansen, a great drive, just nestled in the worst spot, Sarah.
This is really difficult to control when you're from this split stance.
Yeah.
No run up.
Can't even get your hips pointed in the right direction.
That needs a Heiser. Get there.
Yes.
Whew, just over the wall. C2 look.
She will have that for a share of the lead with Holland Hanley. Gannon. Her second shot. The drive, fantastic.
Gets to throw the easy line, the Heiser.
Seriously.
And puts it really close to that bullseye.
Missy was just kind of treading water for a while, and then
she turned it on this backside.
Sure did. You expect nothing less of your Dynamic Disc Open champion, Missy Gannon.
Nothing flashy, just maintained consistency and then turned it on at the hard end. Instead of losing the strokes, that's where she's gaining them.
She's going to birdie 5 of the last 7 as Pierce throws her third.
Puts it on the base.
Nice finish.
Great scramble.
Perkins are making their way up 18's fairway. Love to get your final thoughts on our day 1 here out at the OTB Open.
Thank you.
Oh, I feel like we finally have Paige Pierce kind of back in business here. She looked great off the tee. Just a couple mistakes are going to likely keep her off the lead card. And then we've got Ella and Holland, who are still both battling for their first Elite Series win. And I'm guessing this thing's going to take at least 24 under par over 3 rounds to take it down.
With you, Nate. It kind of feels like it, huh? Gonna have to go low.
could be as the pressure mounts coming in. We'll see if that causes them to increase the scoring or if there's some faltering that happens. A lot of uncontested folks on the lead card.
Looking down from your Flight Factory drone at, I believe, Ella Hansen putting for birdie and a share of the lead. It's a miss, but it's not a bad miss. Short par putt left for her share of second. Walker. This is for a share of seventh.
Looks like we have quite a bit of tailwind coming in through this final hole.
Really dropped that one out of the sky. Gannon to grab a stroke on the card. And a share of fifth. Hannah win.
Wow, Missy turning it on. Caught fire at the end.
She's such a gamer.
Such a slow round to begin with for her.
Yeah. Hansen for her share of second. Walker in for her par. Paige Pierce off the course with a 4 down. It feels like the best round one we've seen out of Pierce all year.
I didn't get to tell
That is her best round since Waco, is the word from our friends at Statmando. Thank you, gents.
A lot of color on that scorecard.
Yeah, she could definitely clean it up, you know.
Yeah, still I think kind of missing from the tee shots are still kind of giving her trouble.
And welcome into the booth, Ed Stockton. Sarah, what's your biggest takeaway on the day here for round one?
What I'm seeing is the birdie rate is a big factor here, especially the scoring we saw today. The course is primed for scoring. I think people really they have to get off the tee and they got to make their putts. You know, getting those birdies, you can't just play safe and conservative. I think you got to be aggressive when your opportunities are given.
We really saw it today, didn't we?
Yeah.
With you. We're going to send it off to one more quick break. On the other side, we have the OTB After Show at the OTB Open. We'll catch you there.
Pound's the best of the best. It's the quality, the craftsmanship, the vision for what a bag could be. Let's start from the beginning. I didn't choose Pound, I chose Levi. I trusted Levi to make the best bag possible.
He's always trying to innovate. He wants it to be perfect. And I think he's the kind of guy that nothing's ever perfect.
I trust the product. I trust the people behind the product.
At this point, I don't think anyone's disputing that it's the best made bag.
MVP and OTB partnered up again for a huge run of exclusive and awesome discs to support the OTB Open. Thanks to your local retailer, these sweet flying circles are available everywhere and greatly contribute to the high caliber event that 1,000 Rated Productions have created. Scan the QR code to check them all out now. Figure out which disc might make your bag. This run is ridiculous.
I got 41 feet for Gossage.
Game of inches.
Your Portland Open champion, Adam Hammis.
What's up? I'm Raven, Team Zuka. Here's what's in my cart. All my main discs are in this bottom compartment, easily accessible at mouth and eye level. My treats are in the side pockets up there. It's inconvenient, but good for self-control. A feature I'm iffy on is those unpoppable foam tires. I have tried. They don't pop. But my favorite thing about my cart is when my mom grabs it, I know I'm going O-U-T. And there's squirrels out there.
OTB is very specific on how they list the disc because they want you to like the disc.
Virtually in your hand, it tells you what the disc is going to feel like, how heavy it's going to be. It's everything you want to know before it shows up to your house.
Not just marketing.
It's only the best.
Welcome into the OTB After Show. Take a look at the Fox. We got to look at your dog during the commercial break, Sarah.
Yes, the Raven. Go get yourself a Zuka card, because dogs love them too.
They do, right? So I have a new favorite Zuka ad. That was adorable and amazing. Looking at your scores, though, it really piled up at the end there.
Yeah, we had this big break of people right up at the top and then everybody kind of lower. And then as the lead card come through, we saw those middle spots getting filled in.
In the clubhouse. And on the chase card tomorrow is Paige Pierce. Take it away, Brian.
That felt lightning fast. Was it also fun?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. You know, I played with 3 people that I really enjoy their company, and we were throwing good shots. Like, we all started out hot, and some of us finished hot as well. I felt like I was kind of all over the place, but I threw some shots I'm really proud of, and my putting was really good today. So, yeah, I had a good time.
Yeah, it seems like your drives are there. Like, you have the speed. What do you think it is that you're missing to go out here and dominate like you have in years past?
Yeah, I think just with the change of my body, I'm not throwing exactly the same, and so I kind of have that in my head sometimes. Sometimes I don't, and that's the shots, of course, that I throw well. And when it is kind of in my head, I'm like, okay, ease off a little, or can I get this all the way there? You know, those kind of questions rolling around my head. Those are the shots that I'm kind of messing up. And just sometimes because I've gotten that power back, I'm easing off a little bit, and those are my early releases. And I think that's my number one place I'm losing strokes is early releasing and, finding myself closest to the tee pad still.
And can you talk about the stroke that you found from Circle 2 today?
Wait, say that again?
The putting stroke you found from Circle 2, you seem to be dropping some in.
Yeah, they just feel easy. The Fierce is my putter, and it's just really glidey. So a lot of those Circle 2 looks didn't even feel like Circle 2 because I wasn't really jumping them. I was just like kind of floating them a little bit higher and letting them elevator in. And I think it's the best feeling on the course when your disc goes in the basket. So to do it from farther away, I think there's also an element that in Circle 2, it's not one of those putts that you should make. It's like, so there's not really pressure. It's like, oh, if I make this, it'll be cool. But it doesn't matter if I miss. Not it doesn't matter, but like you're not beating yourself up if you miss. So like I think that's a big element of it too. And yeah, just like I haven't really made that many putts this season yet that I felt like amped about. And so like today to come out and feel like I was hanging on in that department felt good.
Everyone back home and in the booth is saying Paige Pierce is back. Would you agree?
I mean, I never really left anywhere. Yeah, I don't know. Weird question to answer, but I don't know. I don't think I'm back. The Paige Pierce that I want to see is like stringing together 7-8 birdies in a row, especially on a course like this.
Cool.
But yeah, I'm getting the birdies. Yeah.
All right. Thanks for the interview, Paige. We'll see you on the chase card tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you, Paige. And that was Nate Perkins, not Earhart, excuse me there. Checking out some stats pre and post injury. Sorry.
Yeah, we got this pre-injury stuff. Averaging like just top 10, basically. But also within this time of her injury has been the rise of the Euros.
Oh, yeah.
Right,
true,
so
yeah.
her finishes are not just her own. It is a combination of the effect of the field. So, she says she's not quite back. But she's on her way there, and I'm excited to see how she finishes this tournament in particular. I think she looks pretty confident and pretty happy about where she's at, and I think that makes a big difference.
Yeah, you can see her average place was like 11th or something, sitting in the top 8, tied for 7th.
Yeah.
So you like your chances.
I do like her chances, and it's good to hear that she recognizes where she needs to do the work, and she's going to continue to dial that in. It makes sense that after her changes with her form after the injury, that is going to leave a little bit of tentative, questioning feelings in her mind when she's trying to execute those shots. Yeah. So that'll slowly dissipate, I think, and I think she is back, even if she won't say it.
Yeah, that's right. She said it's gone some of the time, right? So eventually it'll be all the time.
Yeah.
Right? Thinking about it? Anyway, let's OTB this thing. I got nothing.
I'm going to go with Owen's putt on 11.
You could even do like the 2 back-to-back 50
or 10.
footers
It's 10.
from
yeah.
Scoggins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she has no business running that putt.
That death putt on 10?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. That's a good pick, Sarah. All right, Marky, what do you got for us, buddy? Fire this thing off. Yeah, good job, Sarah. And good job, Owen Scoggins.
Yeah, no, really, thanks for giving us something to be excited about.
That was unbelievable.
Wow. Just look at, she's not even not phased at all.
It's another day at the office when you're on Scoggins. And here are your show times for a little bit later today for the MPO side, as well as tomorrow morning for the FPO. For Sarah and myself, everybody on the ground, everybody in the booth making this possible. And thank you guys so much for subscribing and watching, and we'll catch you in just a little bit for the MPO side.